My body is ready.
All right, here we're in. We're in. It's been thrown
Hello,
into
everybody.
your reading board.
Excuse me.
Uh, yeah, we'll let you go right ahead, Sierra.
All right.
Welcome in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Pondside chat. Today we have Papa Hank, or otherwise known as Schizophrenic Hank Gaming, the author behind My Debtor and soon Shades of Red. Would you like to introduce yourself further?
I'm trying to think. Nah, that's pretty good. That's basically who I am. I'm the one who's doing the thing.
You're doing the stuff in the things.
Important work, mind you. Important work.
Hold up, I'm here. Oh, my fucking made headphones. I pulled up the stream to see what it all looked like. In my head, I could hear the stream like feed back through my headphones right next to me. Freaking out for a second, but okay, cool. We're here.
Ah,
Why are people adding me?
I guess tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um,
Why do you matter?
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I kind of don't. I'm just a random guy on the internet that got bored one day. But yeah, I'm Papa Hank, the guy who made the funny MD story because I got bored one day and was sick and tired of Jake not uploading anything else to Drunk Punch Gator. So I made the whole story. Took about like a week to get the first 3 chapters made because the AO3 takes forever to get an account made. So I had like a whole 11 days to make anything. I was like, you know what? I could probably make a second chapter, and then I made a third. So that was a pretty fun experience. I guess a little bit about myself. Just kind of going about doing my own thing. I think writing's fun. I'm not really the best writer, that's for sure. I definitely wasn't best in school. I was probably like the worst student in any English class. But being able to like do this is honestly it's fun. It's kind of fulfilling. Being able to do something that I used to not be good at, and there are people who tell me that it's good.
Oh yeah, no. Most of my writing previously was just always like, here's an English paper, and like I'd fucking pencil dick through that real quick, just to be done with it. And I'd always have the highest grade in my English class because nobody else submitted anything.
You actually,
I did the paper, so
did not
everybody else
submit.
got through with like they just got pushed through because of George Bush. But I actually put the work in and researched this author that nobody cares about. Ever heard of Michael Shara?
No.
He wrote a bunch of Civil War books.
I heard about that. That's one thing I know.
Yeah, no, he just wrote a bunch of Civil War books, and I was expected to read them so I could make some sort of take about his writing style, that's probably why I do this, because I read your thing, and I see if I can connect you with it as a person based off of how you write. Maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Life is always about maybes. That's why it's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else you want to just ad lib, or you want me to throw a question at you to feed the mind?
Yeah, I definitely need questions to feed the mind. I'm very poor at making up my own questions.
Nothing has been more real and true than that very statement. I guess let's go from the top down. I guess the most important one, given the community you're in. How'd you find the Snoop?
Oh, that is quite the question. As a matter of fact, it is honestly like niche internet lore of the sock drawer. So, do you two know a streamer, YouTuber named JFJ?
Yes, I love the funny Sockman from the Yeehaw state.
So in the current server that's been up since about 2022, 21, since the other 7 got completely nuked, there are a couple of people, like years ago, I think I could still find it in the old VCs, but there was these 2 people, Scrap and Locker. They're very infamous in the server. They're still there today. We a bunch of little funny things, like especially with Locker. But those were the first 2 that actually got me introduced into the game. And I think I still have screenshots of it if you guys want to pull those up. Like when I was first told about the game, I did not care for it at all. Like people, they were coming up to me, the 2, and there's like, "Yo, Hank, you should play this game." And I was like, "That looks absolutely dog shit. Why would you? Why?" And it was like that for 3 days until I told myself, you know what? Maybe it will be funny. I'm looking at these memes, they're kind of funny. They got me to giggle. Maybe the game really is just funny. I went in planning actually, like to get the worst ending because I saw a bunch of jokes about that. I was like, there's no way they added that as like an ending. I ended up getting the 4th one first try, and it just kind of ruined my life. Like, it's been consistently downhill since then. I'm trying to
Yeah.
find. Oh yeah, here they are. There are only a couple of them. Where is it? Round thing. Let's put it in the recording room. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so these 2 guys, Scraps. Oh, that's a different one. That's swamp related. Yeah, this is like a play-by-play. Like that's the first of 4, kind of like showing the bits. Like people are asking me, spamming the Thane moving her them head emoji. I'm just like, I'm not gonna play this. I'm not brain damaged like you tards. And then I go over and I see all the jokes. Like I have absolutely no knowledge of any of these games. I didn't even know this was a parody until I decided to do my own research into it, and that was like after I had got the 1st and the 4th ending of the game. I need to get some water. I'm not used to talking on the weekend. And so I'm like joking about all the little things, like Faint going up and being like, "I'm non-binary." I'm like, "Bro, this is just so stupid." And I go into the chat, I talk about it. I absolutely just hate. I don't even know what is. That's Naomi. I was talking about how much I hate Naomi and stuff. And then I beat the first game, and it's like, okay, it's over. You can also see him in the last screenshot, like right there, Locker being like, "We won." And that was pretty much like the start of a renaissance in the server. Like ever since then, I don't know why, but I've kind of been like a pinnacle source of just drawing in more people to play this game into the JFJ server.
Nice.
Point
One
that
of my ultimate goals is to kidnap the sock puppet.
kidnap suck.
We will get the
The
funny
big guy.
Texas Sockman.
On it, that is. There's been quite a few people who just straight up ask him in some of these servers, and I like pop in and be like, "You should not force this guy to play the game. You got to let him be like, okay, maybe I should play it." Because if you force him to play it, then it's probably only going to be like 1 or 2 endings, never going to touch it again. You gotta let him decide.
Yeah, it's gonna be ultra skill over again. You keep fucking
Oh,
just bothering him to play, he's gonna hate it.
then he's going to try it once. He's going to be like, "Yeah, this is pretty fun." Never touch it again.
Yep.
I mean, it might be different since I guess he knows. Excuse me. He knows Roach personally. I think it's personally, or at least knew him before Mimi and all that stuff. So it might be different for that, but with like the other games, probably not.
Yeah.
Man, that honestly, what it is.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry. trying to just go around the server trying to think. I'm finding funny memes, but it's honestly, it really is funny to think about it because it was like only a couple of like weeks later that the thread in the shitpost channel got made, and I think what was it? It got deleted like 3 times, just for the funnies. But what was it? Its names has always been like a containment. Like that's been the theme of it. Either it's an asylum or a containment zone. I'm trying to petition and get it named to Azerbaijani Basket Weaving Forum, but so far no luck with the Jannies in here. But it's like ever since this was made, it's like increased in how many people either stumble their way in or they know what it is. And they're like, oh my god, I didn't even know we had a thread. And it's like random people too, like people who have not played the game. Like now I was the Locker and the Kaiser and the Scrap. I was now the one egging people on, being like, dude, if you play this game, it's going to change your life, trust me. And I think I'm at like a at like a kill count of 11 people who have tried out the game. Like 6 with Wani. It is quite a problem. Like I know it's a problem, but I'm definitely not going to seek help because I don't know how. I don't know how I can do that.
Nah, you're not creating a problem. No. You are enlightening these individuals on the majesty of Snoot.
Oh, I
You're not making a problem. You're creating a solution and then selling a poison.
Honestly, true.
Bully them into it, and they're gonna feel so much better afterwards. You know.
There is. Oh, there's Burn Bacon right there. Yeah, there are a staggering amount of people in the thread, and it really did start by just a couple people being like, "Yo, you should try this shit post." I try it. I find the first and the fourth ending amazing, sad, and awesome. Like I got that first ending, and I was like looking at my screen like, "What?" I used to see like the memes about it, and they do not even come close to showing the actual like feelings of what's there. Like I've never cried, but I've like became angry. Like there's like I needed to like find that man, that Anim, and I needed to just like I don't know, kill him with hammers.
Yeah. The writing staff for Caveman has always been very good at channeling emotion.
Especially with, dude, when I got the first ending, because with one, I unfortunately got the second ending first, Sucks to Suck. Then I got the first ending. And when I got that, I actually like left my room, my house, left everything. I just got up and left, and I needed to walk because I was just so unbelievably angry. And then I realized this is a fucking stupid ass little visual novel. Why am I getting so goddamn angry? And that right there, that little point.
It's amazing how much movement you can get from just good writing.
Yeah.
It is insane. But the lore of it is also really crazy because when I had been introduced to it, it was like 13 days, like this new game, it was like 13 days out to when I had to go to a Lithuanian rotation for almost 8.5 months. And so I got in the fourth ending, the first ending, and then I had to leave like that weekend. I thought we were going on like a Thursday because the date said, oh, you're going to be going on this plan on Thursday. Actually, we're leaving Wednesday evening, not telling anyone, and you're going to sit in an airport for a couple hours to then go to Lithuania because we are smart and we know how to move people around.
We are like, engineers. Do not challenge our logistical knowledge.
The true army experience.
Engineers. I hate working with the army. These people are insane. They're insane. I don't understand. But it's like I did that. Then I had like 8 months and 2 days of just nothing. Like I'd be on my phone. I'd be in the the sock drawer, just doing my own little meme stuff, just joking around. And then I think it was during then when the thread got made, because the mods were getting mad that people were just spamming all of this stuff in the shitpost channels every Wednesday, every Friday. And that was when Wani had just gotten out. Like the first week that it went out, immediately there's like 17 different pieces of art that are being shared everywhere. And it's like everywhere in the channel. So they made a thread to kind of contain it. And then when I got it back, I then looked up the guide. I think I still have it saved. I have like 2 of them because I didn't understand the point system until I did, and it's like, oh, that's pretty easy. Got the second ending, then the third, got the fourth one again because I needed a palette cleanser. Then I realized there were bonus chapters, and I hadn't done a single one. Did all of those, and it was like the first week I had been back in Georgia from Lithuania. I'd finished 100%ing that game, and then I got Wani, and I 100%ed that in the same weekend. Another screenshot I got to show the absolute insanity of this mind virus. Oh, I'm already in the text channel. What is it? Here's this. This is like within the, what is it? Like the second, third day I'm back, I'm like, hey, I'm going to stream this game. And this was back when Discord had made it so you could change emoji next to your name. There's just like 6, 7 people going in and out, changing their
That's the number one big boy skin down there.
That is I think that is either South or Kilo.
I see.
So,
we got one of those in here. That's his overall profile icon. So I was wondering if he was in the sock drawer with you.
Yeah, this was in the sock drawer. So I'm pretty sure they changed your profile pictures. There's some other things happening. Like there's a lot of jokes happening because when it's like you go into this server, you like, or not server, when you're streaming in a VC, if you go and you look over your stream, it'll show you something different. So, I know what it is. Fucking called Wani lore. Yeah. I'd managed to get this, and this is like the greatest inside joke ever. This is what started a second amazing inside joke with the whole server. Not the server, the tiny community we had of like 13 people before it became the 75 it is now in the thread, where it was that the Enclave is real and they hate triggers, and that's like the only in-game lore. So I had that, and then I saw, I think the other one is just called, no, that is not called trigger. What is it? Oh no, it's just screenshot. I have so many screenshots, and it's honestly quite frightening that I know where everything is to some degree.
I mean,
yeah, it was.
You're well organized.
Yeah.
That means.
Here it is. I had seen this image playing Wani. I was like, I know exactly what to do with that, and I made that. A quick, easy Photoshop, and that was just like a part of the lore. Frank Corrigan boss fight on Chapter 11, Rain. Like it's a secret thing. You gotta find it. It's very hidden. Was it? Yeah.
God damn it! I love the talking heads they had Fallout 2 of the Enclave. So just random soldiers. Of course, awesome. Arch is iconic, but you just like have a phone call with one of them, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And that like he got voice acting just for that.
If I can find a way to pirate Adobe Photoshop in, oh my god, that was huge. Yeah.
Legally obtain, you mean?
Yeah. No, steal illegally, become a felon. But no, if I can like get my hands on some kind of better video and photo editing software, I will definitely make a meme mixing Wani and Fallout 2 together, because I have the games. I have both of them, so I can definitely get some footage if I figure out how to play Fallout 2.
Oh, what's to figure out? It's point and click.
Uh, it would seem that easy.
I
However,
know. I also have it. I have Fallout 1 that I still need to get through.
speaking of that, there's also, and I thought it was lost to time, but when it came up to the part of like the first point you can get with Olivia when you can like make the drawing, I made a ton of stuff just like this because it was still within that inside joke. It was like, dude, this is perfect. So I spent like a whole hour closing out of the game, looking like back in the game and trying to like piece by piece put together the thing until I made this monstrosity.
What, you can't draw Frank Horrigan from memory?
Actually, as a matter of fact, I cannot, but I did manage to get something close to it. It's actually the you know how on Steam you can change the background of a game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my drawing of Frank Horgan in that game talking about skinnies and triggers is the background of it. Actually, I can screenshot on my lap. I'm putting you on the floor real quick. I'll put this
no,
right
don't
here.
step on me.
Then we're going to... Yeah, so this is what Fallout 2 currently looks like in the background as I try to find where the images are on my laptop, because it's somewhere.
Let me just throw this banner up real quick.
Yeah. Okay, liberal.
Yeah, it is insane how like far the rabbit hole goes with this stuff, because it's like this tiny joke has taken at least 10 hours of my life just kind of perfecting the meme. There's like 4 other images that's just basically the same thing, something totally different. Oh, like this is my favorite. This showed up at the end of the when I got the 4th ending finally. I made this and this showed up in this on the screen and it was amazing. I was dying at the end of the game. Like, it was such a nice moment, and then this stupid rat shows up and it just ruined it completely. It was it was horrible. In a good way. I mean, it was an amazing experience, and it's just those jokes. And what was it? Yeah, that all happened in 4 days, like 100%ing those games. And after that, it was like, okay, now I need to know why they made this. And that's when I learned about Goodbye Volcano High.
Oh.
And that was the funny, that 4-day weekend turned into the funniest week for me. Because I had looked into it and it had clicked, because I had actually seen the clip of Too Mad laughing at that trailer, and as soon as I saw that Snoot King was a parody and I saw the original, it like snapped in my head. Immediate flashbacks. I was like, oh my god, there's no way. And then I did like a bunch of other little bits of research and Googling, trying to find... Sorry, I had to drink water. Trying to find like as much as I could about the history of it. And when I found it, it was amazing. It was just like world shattering. Like, this game being financed $2 million paid by Canadian taxpayers gets just outclassed by a bunch of random people on an image board. And they had 2 years extra to make a better game and they still failed? Like, that's unheard of. That is a phenomenon in its own, and I call it... actually, I forgot what I call it. There's a fun name that I had for it, but I forgot what it was. But it was like something I like put time into trying to describe, like just this... Can't speak. Just this random-ass game that comes like out of nowhere. Like, something's announced, less than a year later it comes out, but it's not that game. It's a parody. 2 years later, when the actual game comes out, the actual game is shit. And when I learned that, I had to get my hands on it, and so I did. I played the game, and it was like what is it, the trinity of just the whole like culture of like the whole games and everything. Actually, I actually like when I was playing the game, expecting it to be a little bit different from the parody game. I'm playing it, and I got to like maybe 30 minutes in, and I was like, okay, I need to restart, and I need to start to tally everything. I think if I type in, yeah, this little notepad that I named my semi-biased take on GVH, which is like just randomly throughout the game, I'll pause the game, go to this little note, and be like, one thing I liked, the famed beast. 2, good art. 3, music good when there is any. ... And for all the good, a lot of them are memes. There's only 74. And of the things I don't like, which takes up the majority of the page, is 764 things I don't like.
Jesus.
But the thing is, it actually stopped at about 536. It's just every time I played a mod for like one, or I would look at some kind of meme for another image, and I'd see something GVH related, I was still on that high of this game is so bad it hurts, that I would go back and update the semi-biased take on the game until it got to 700. And it's a good half of them is Sage. It's definitely outdated because Sage is now one of my favorite characters. But back then, like 251st Sage spotted is the negative point on number 557 for GVH. Like it was bad. As soon as a Sage showed up, it was like, okay, is this guy going to be funny? Nope, he's going to be one of these annoying characters that's trying to be like comedic relief. But I don't think it really works, especially since everyone's gonna die.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. What a pointless game.
Yeah.
Your choices don't matter. We're all gonna fucking die.
That is one of the huge things. When I got to the end game, about 401. That's a lot of slurs. I should not add that. I just put this in. It was like just like going through every single time that Sage would show up. It would be like Sage spotted for the 250th time, and I sent a screenshot in. And at the very end, when Sage just wouldn't it was at the D&D bit, when he just would not shut the fuck up. Every time he would speak, I would be like, Sage, shut the fuck up. And it went on for a good, 50 or so. It was maddening. Like, this is the kind of culture of niche internet games and whatnot that just kind of drives you a little insane with the characters, and then 6 months later it's like, you know what, I actually like Sage character, it wasn't that bad.
I've decided to kill Sage in my mind.
Yeah, but you still have the semi-biased take on the game notepad, which set with his 1 to 10 things you like to bad. What is the first thing? The way you have to use the WAS keys to move around the menu to exit current story. I don't know why, but when I had the game, definitely legally took it, I had to use my WAS keys to get, move around the pause menu to be able to do anything. I couldn't use my mouse. I have no idea why, and it just sucks. Oh, no!
That's what happens to crack copies. Oh, it's fine. They can't confirm what the bottoms of those ledgers look like.
Probably don't put this in. I'll put this in the VC so you guys can see, but when this came up, I just read this again,
Yeah? That's not the worst thing that's been said on this program. It was said by Canuck in the middle of Meister's interview, in the middle of his 8 hours.
Point 8. QT's my fucking VN.
Yeah, fucking QTE's my goddamn visual novel. What the fuck, dude? And then
Fuck.
the thing I put in as not liking in the story was the illusion of choice, like word for word. What's next after that? Don't say the thing you say. Oh yeah, because there's sometimes like when you pick an option, you're expecting to say that. Like I grew up playing Fallout 3 and the OG Call of Duty. So when I see like a game or a visual novel or a game like Fallout and I click an option to say something, I expect to say that thing. But when I played this game and I'd say something, it was something totally different. It's like, that isn't just bad writing. That is a horrible mess of an idea. Like, if you are, like, feeling a certain way during a conversation and you try to be, like, say, if you're trying to be remorseful, and then you click on something that to you is, like, the most remorseful kind of saying, and it's, like, this totally different kind of, like, tone of voice, it messes with you, and it sucks. And it makes you hate the game. And I spent, like, 8 hours playing through the whole game to the point where I was, like, feeling like I was dying, waiting for it to end. And immediately after that, I went and I 100% snip cam again because that game was just so bad I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel my limited experiences with GVH. I was with the Clout Chaser streamer, and then I also went back through it again with Devlog, as in the Devlog server.
Yeah, like my main exposures to GVH have been through seeing the original reveal trailer back in 2020. How ironic! Back then I said it was the gayest shit I ever seen. Now look at me. To watching Dumbsville's review of it. Then to watching Timo play it and watching him break down live on stream. That the game is bad, people. Don't play it.
I disagree.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Game and
maybe pirate it, but paying money? Fuck no.
Oh yeah, I pirated it.
Yeah, we sail the 7 seas in this bitch.
Yar har fiddly dee, the pirate's life for me. Go pirate that shit.
I could probably pull up my Steam payment records, but I bought Wani for like 5 other people because currently I do not spend money on a lot of stuff. I get housing, I can go get food and all that stuff because I'm doing contract shit. But these other people, they're talking about like Kilo. If Sergeant Kilo, if you're in the chat right now, I see what's going on with your life, and it's motivational. Like, that man went from having a really crummy job to now working a bartender in a nice hotel, and when he's done cleaning up everything, he pours himself a nice drink and he relaxes, and then he does whatever he wants. Like, that, those are the kind of people that love these games, and that is a man that I bought the game for 50% off on Steam, and like 4 other people, just to really help spread the love of those games.
Mm-hmm. I think I bought it for like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah,
My
and
brother
then
and one of my real friends.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I do not know how the badge systems actually work on Steam. So when I had like gotten through like all of the free cards that you can get for the game, I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to like buy all these cards to get the badges for Wani. And so I did that, and I spent like not even $3 to get the normal badge. And then I was like, oh, but there's another one. Yeah, I got Expert Gator Lover, level 5. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
At it, I was like, oh, wait, there's another one. If I go to badges, there's this weird platinum thing. What is that? And then I went to it, and it was this, what was it, $63.82 I spent that day to get a stupid fucking badge on my Steam account that nobody cares about.
Yep.
and I do not regret it 1 second. I hold up. I even made, just because of how outlandish it was. Where is it? Yes, I decided to make these little memes with Grok about me getting those badges one by one.
Kronk.
Perfect.
Let me throw them up on screen.
Yeah. I only sometimes regret spending $129 on a visual novel game that the creators say you should only spend $0 for. Only sometimes. Rest of the time, it's it's bliss.
You make adult money. You got your shit in order. Spend it however you like.
Yeah, I just need a new car. My current one's fucked. Like, just absolutely destroyed. I might as well drive this hunk of shit onto the tank ranges in Fort Stewart and just watch the Bradley crews just obliterate this hunk of junk. Like, it is so bad. I need a new car.
Take a video if you're able to.
I
Well,
should.
there's your idea for when you get a new one. Let the cavalry boys have at it.
It's like, hey, I see that you guys still suck at aiming, and you're forcing all of my friends who actually are in the army to stay in the field another week. How about you get some better practice and destroy this car? It's actually a funny story. I have to
I don't
go
like
out.
it. It's here. Get rid of it.
It's a little bit, well, it's kind of related, but to the extent of just the tankers being there. Like, back in 2024 October field density, I had to show up there because when it comes to transporting all of these tank rounds. Well, let me ask you guys something. How do you think a tank round is shot?
So a scrawny 18-year-old lifts it up and shoves it into the barrel, punches it, a little gate closes, and then there's a firing pin of some sort that hits it really fucking hard.
Now, what if I told you they are electronically launched out of a tank?
I did not realize that.
They're electric. Not only that, but they also still have white phosphorus, which, if nobody knows, white phosphorus is a chemical that activates in water and in air. But if you
It'll make
smother
your
it,
jaw fall off.
it's fire. It burns the atmosphere. It's really shitty. I have to be there, make sure that people don't launch it over or not launch it over, accidentally drop something and like destroy something. And there's like white phosphorus pouring out of everywhere. Like that shit sucks. I knew a guy who accidentally dropped a really rusty ass. I think it was like from Vietnam era, like ammo with I think. Yeah, it was also white. He dropped it on his foot. It exploded, and a cloud of dust went up his pants because it wasn't cuffed at his ankles, and it went all over his balls.
Ooh.
It's he managed. It was old. It was really diluted. He said it burned more like CS, but he still had to like pat down and do all this stuff. So it probably would have actually burned more than a regular tear gas. But like when I heard that story, I was like, I could feel the pain being transmitted into my mind. Like, this shit's dangerous. But I had to like watch a bunch of these people move this ammo around. And I'm watching these Bradley crews and these tank crews, them shooting, right? They fucking suck. Like, holy shit. Like, the whole field wasn't even supposed to be more than like 20 days. It was like a regular 15-day field, but it had to get extended to like 29 days so these people could reshoot and re-qualify because they're messing up at all of their tables. Because the way they shoot at a range is very strange. They like line up their shot, especially Abrams. They line up their shot. They drive up to like the very edge of the little blockade that they stand out to shoot. They line up where they shoot. They back up. They full send that pitch to the wall. And as soon as they see the target, shoot and they try to hit it like that. I don't understand why, but I guess that's how they learn to shoot better. But like they were so ass that field. It hurt. Because I was like over there being like, bro, I wanna go make some more stupid ass edits, some more little memes about this funny little visual novel I found. But you jackasses are keeping me here to waste ammo to such an abhorrent degree. Oh, thank you, Father. I am currently looking at the stream too. I see the absolute mess I've created with these screenshots. I apologize.
No, you're not special. Everybody does it.
This shit looks cancerous, but
listen, the scuff is part of the brand.
Yeah, part of the brand. Scuff is
I'm just a little waterfowl. You can't expect any more from me.
True. I don't want to rant off too much, but like number wise, it took these like not just the crews, but the infantrymen and the dismounts. It took them over 200,000 rounds to not qualify, and a couple platoons of maintenance and one squad of distro people less than 28,000 rounds to qualify with squad weapons and M4s.
Goddamn.
Jeez.
I do not understand the logistics, but I do believe that means that the infantry back then kind of fucking sucked. I'm told they're all new guys, but there's like every like couple months, half a year, there's like maybe 1, 2, or 3 new people getting moved around in all of these army bases. So I do not believe that it was just, oh, we have a bunch of new crews. You telling me you have 20 or 18 new crews for the Bradleys, which mathematically means you have at least 3 times 18 new people. You're telling me these companies got 60 new people that need to shoot brand new? There's no way. These people just got lazy for like a year and a half after the last NTC rotation. And they're like, nah, I know how to shoot. That shit was easy. They go to the field. Well, it looks like I'm here another week because I can't hit shit. But when I did eventually get back, I did play a little bit more of GVH, and out it was near the ending of it. And where is it? Here it is. So I have 3 screenshots at the very end to show, because I was like still playing the game, but I had made a break once I got back to play Titanfall 2 for the first time. That shit is amazing. So here are 3 screenshots in chronological order taken of my time finishing the end of GVH. And it's posted. And as you can see in the first one, that it's just, back in the room. It's the final thing. This is right before Sage shows up, so I'm like about to lose my head. The second screenshot shows that I was so bored with the game, I replayed the entirety of Titanfall 2 and beat it in one go. And the next screenshot shows that I went right back to the game to actually finish it. Because that game was just
that sounds
so...
like a fucking night.
Oh my god. It was a day. I don't know how I did it, but I beat that whole game in like 5 hours. And then right after GVH, I had went to do the time trial to get top 3. Ooh, when I got that achievement, that like it just felt so good to actually be able to like get that one. Where is it? What is it called? It's only one of them. Who the hell are you? Titanfall 2 achievements. Ooh, what the fuck? Why do they do this? Global achievements. It is, become the master. Place top 3 in the gauntlet, which is like that whole beginning running intro you have to do in like less than like 15 seconds. It took me a good like 30 tries to get it. And after that, like once you get that achievement, if for people who have not played that game, definitely just spend your entire first try, like your first playthrough, getting that achievement. Because once you do that, you will like fly through the game, and it's like insane. Like you could play the game on the hardest difficulty, but if you get that
If you're good
achievement,
at parkour, you can avoid most things.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to spit out. Is if you get that achievement, there's like nothing's hard, everything's easy. You can just run around the I think they're called the Ravengers, the big robots that come after you. You can just jump and run around them. I was like hopping over these guys as they're coming over trying to punch me on the hard difficulty just because I could, because I knew I could. And it was insane. It makes the game so much more fun. Unlike the game that I went back to play, which was, well, the actual parody game. Because, I mean, I may not be like the smartest person, but I'm pretty sure when something comes out after another piece of media, that is that later piece of media that is the parody of it. You know, so I'm pretty sure Caveman On is actually the first people to make this. I'm not gonna lie. The game.
Therefore, the copyright should belong with them, since they were the first there.
Yeah, they should do try combat for the copyright in Canada.
Dog, that'd be so funny.
Sent tariffs on their entire nation. As God intended.
Yes, proportional response. God, I love our government's proportional responses.
It's like, oh, you people.
How about you stop fucking with my boats, huh?
Leave my fucking boat alone.
Yeah, you people spent $2 million.
That's why the Marine Corps exists, because pirates kept fucking with our boats.
Yeah. Yeah. And because the Navy can't fucking fight for shit, so they had to make their own little group, and it's like, you know what, these guys are so much better, let's just make them a brand.
Yeah. And I mean, they're called leathernecks because they used to wear leather collars to stop from being decapitated by pirates. And
is that
also, the
what?
Marines were the first part of our government to install a puppet government in another country and then abandon
Fuck.
it. This happened in
Well,
like 1805, I think.
Venezuela. Final answer.
It might have been. I don't remember exactly. No, wait, no, it wasn't South America. It was in the Middle East.
Qatar.
No, I don't think guitar existed yet. I don't remember. I'll have to look up the Fat Files video for it.
Well, exactly. It didn't exist yet because the Marines made it.
Yeah, hoorah! Yeah, I'll have to look up the Fat Files video of the first Marine exercise.
It's like the most scuffed thing ever.
What did you expect different from me? Anyways, here you have more questions, right?
Yes. So
Yeah,
we're ready to move on to another one.
Yeah, we've been ranting.
Yeah.
My
Move down the
favorite.
list. Yeah. Moving down the list again. How'd you get into writing? Was it Snoot or something before that?
Writing. So, I think like the very little bit that kind of gave me like I guess you could say motivation to even consider it was my last like absolutely decades ago. My last essay that I had ever written to pass my senior year English class. Honestly, not that bad. I had some family members actually look over it, and it was like, you know what, this is actually a pretty good story. It was one that's supposed to be your own kind of story, but in the format and tone of whoever made The Telltale Heart. Like that kind of, it starts at the end, and it's a playback of what happens until you get to the beginning of the end kind of story. Like it was something like
I think it's Poe.
Pope?
Poe. Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, the guy with the big head.
Yeah, who, I heard a knocking at my chamber door. 'Tis a visitor. Dummy thing,
Yeah,
and nothing more.
Who else thought, like, as soon as the word Edgar Allan Poe was spoken, who else thought of the moment in Venture Bros when Brock was choking his ass out? 'Cause that's the
No, I
first
didn't think
thing.
about it.
Ah.
But now I'm just thinking the fact that the fucking force field thing is like, if you cut my arm off, it'll just bleed and drown you. So we're at a stalemate.
Yeah, but no, that was like that write-in assignment was like the first write-in assignment I had ever done that I have ever shown anyone else. Because back then I would just write something, turn it in, not have anyone else look at it, not even look at it over myself too much. I just get it done because I did not like writing. But when I did that and I let a bunch of other people look at it and they said, you know, this is actually pretty good. Just fix this, fix that. I think you meant to say he instead of she, which I'm still a victim of to this day. Like with that, it was like, okay, that's actually pretty nice. And then years later, I think right after I'd beaten all the games and I wasn't doing anything, someone had brought up. What the hell?
I leaned forward in my chair.
Ah. Oh, that is the wrong thing. Someone was talking about reading fanfics. I was like, you're also reading fanfics of this stuff? Like, that's a step too far beyond the jumping off the cliff thing. You know,
Little
they
did you
say,
know it's peak.
little did I know that I'd be one.
Little did you know you will contribute to this little community.
It's insane. But someone had suggested me reading a couple. Bonds was the first one. I didn't read it. I'm not gonna lie, I did not read that. I looked at the first thing. I was like, you know what? What's the other one like? And Punch Drunk Gator. I think that's the name of it. I'm looking at my subscriptions.
By Jake Parade.
Yes. I had started reading that. Yeah, Punch Drunk Gator. I started reading that when I was at like chapter 20 or I think like chapter 19 or something like that. No, 21. Chapter 21 was the highest. And I would read through the entire. But the thing was, I actually absolutely love this story. Sure, it has a couple faults and whatnot. However, I don't fucking care, you know? I absolutely love this story. This is like the first thing I read and was like, you know what? I think I like reading. And it was like every time it would update a chapter, if I and I Wani, and those like the four I would always have in my my tabs, and I'd like show up one day, just refresh, see if something was up. If nothing happened, go to the next one, refresh. I don't think I have a screenshot of it, but I had like at one point like 7 different stories up, and I just go through, refresh them every day, waiting for something to update. And after like months and months of waiting for chapter 26 to come out, I had thought to myself, what if I made a story? Nah, that sounds pretty fucking stupid. I'm not gonna do that. And then that happened for like another couple months, and it was like, you know what? Fuck it. I will do it myself. And so it was in the. Huh? Oh, that was old. Wait, no, that's new.
I think we're good.
Yeah, no, it's back.
My bad.
Sorry, it's that time of day where everybody has to get home and start watching porn.
Oh, that's awesome. I hope they explode.
Yeah, so do I.
What is it? It was in lit class. I was looking through the pins to figure out how to make a story. I saw the formatting help. I had to look at that like 2 times because AO3 formatting is insane. And then what is it? And then this image right here. Boop, 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 boop. Right here. When I saw this pinned, like I was thinking about, okay, I need draft, I need format, I need layout, I saw this image, I was like, you know what? I can do that later. And so I started making a draft. I got my email into the records. I got it into the system, and it took like day by day play. The 11th of November 2024 is when I had put it in the system. And I was behind like 40 or 60,000 people, and I was supposed to get my account on the 20th. I didn't get it until the 22nd. By then, I had 3 chapters already made. The third one I rushed out and fixed later because it was Friday, and I thought it would be hilarious and if I had all 3 of those put in on St. Friday. And so I did that. And it was indeed hilarious. And then it goes back. Also, I just got Dorito dust all over my hands. Very disgusting.
What a gamer. Papa's a gamer.
I had got up to go get something to snack on. I forgot I crushed up all of my Doritos because I like to get the crumbs of them into like a PB&J. It makes it amazing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you fried chicken with them.
What?
Yeah, I use chips as a breading for fried chicken to make it crispy and give it some flavor.
Well, well, well.
We got ourselves a fat ass.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
God, I'm losing track. Yeah, I had done that, and then I had went into the sock drawer to talk about it. It's like, hey, I'm thinking about making a story, and so I would download the PDF, put it into the Snoop threads. Right? What the fuck?
Cat
Someone just
down.
Oh my god! I thought you just got shot. Christ. Yeah, no, I had went into here, right? Was I prepared to write? Absolutely not. I had absolutely no preparation, no idea what I was doing. I just went in, free-balled that bitch, and people started to embed the image of the absolute cinema in the comments. I was like, okay, I think I'm doing something at least moderately good.
There's some emotional effect.
Yeah, but I started putting it into the threads and whatnot, and then one of these artists, artist and game designer, Cammy. For those who don't know, Cammy isn't just an artist; he is also working on a game called Chambers, which is actually on Steam. Fine. Chambers.
I can throw it in the description if you send me the link.
I am getting it. It's on Steam. Ow. What the fuck? How do I share games again?
There should just be a copy link button.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he, JFJ, and some other people are currently working on this little Western game, which I'm not gonna lie, it looks like it has maybe 1 or 2 elements from what's that game? The game that he didn't like but played and then never touched again.
Ultra Kill.
Yeah, Ultra Kill. You could grab bullets and flint at people with your thumb and your index finger. It's fun stuff like that mixed in with just going around being a cowboy shooting stuff. It's in demo right now. It being made, but I had made a joke. Imagine if there was a fan art of this dumb little story I'm making, and then Cammy hits me up in the DMs in a couple days later. He had responded in the thread, and it's hey, I could do that. I was like, that'd be hilarious. I had absolutely no plans on making that a sneaky Chambers show. Yeah, JFJ is currently paying me right now to do this. So you can all go and download the game for free, the demo, Chambers, on Steam. It's not $30 like some shitty games. But, yeah, we have, just randomly talked. I'm thinking this is, a joke. Or I'm, trying to be funny and joking. And then all of a sudden, he comes in. I'm going to leak some very confidential information. Well, I'm sure he doesn't care because it's like weeks ago, and it's not anything bad. Yeah, so he had just randomly DM'd me like I have no plans on doing anything else other than just write the story, and he comes in and he says, like, yo, send me that story of yours in a summary, and I can see what I can get covered. And I'm reading this, I was like, what? Not soonish though, work and such, but the week about. And I'm thinking, I was like, oh shit, am I actually going to be able to get some fan art? And so I was like, okay, but before you ask, no, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm just doing this for the meme. And then, I went into this massive rant about like descriptions, color, hues, and what's going on. But a funny thing about it, when I was describing it to him, Cammy thought that Jessica was a more grown, older woman. So when I described that she was 10, here we go. It is awesome. Yeah, this whole thing. This is one of the greater moments I had with him. He's a really good artist too. This right here. Put in the VC, this whole conversation. Like just this rant, like this random little bit. Like years ago, it's like, hey, I could write a story. That was pretty fun. Years later, it's like, you know what? These people were taking too long to update anything. Maybe I should make a story. And then it's like a couple chapters in, a couple thousand words in, randomly just like, hey, you want some fan art of this? And I was like, okay, this is going way too fast, and I'm all for it. Like, this is amazing. I never thought like just that fun little moment years ago would lead into me having like this little bit of art.
Something.
I mean, shoot, nobody really knows when they get to the parody game that it's gonna like completely take over their life for better or worse. That's just how life goes.
Yeah. It's real and true.
Oh yeah, here you go. Here's some of some of the art he made of it.
The goober.
The goober. Currently, he's doing something else right now, but I don't know if other people have seen this. It was like random people, not in the sock drawer or in the threads. But currently, he's working on making a meme. Is actually referenced by Olivia drawing, just having fun one night. It's like, hey, I made this meme about you and your dad, and that's what Cammy is currently crafting right now. Let me see. Are you able to parry a nuke in chambers? Probably. I'm pretty sure you can. I wouldn't see why not.
I like the shaker bottle and the 5.7. It's a very good touch.
Oh yeah, I had specifically asked for, instead of milk and a chicken wing, it be a water bottle, some food, or a game controller, and a gun, because Anon has guns. Because his grandpa's very insane.
No, his grandpa is just familiar with the world and all of its evils.
Yes.
There's a difference between insanity and practice.
Efficiency?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man.
You find a motivated man to do something, and he takes his time to do it. You give a schizophrenic man a pipe bomb, and next week he's in federal prison.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta work smarter, not harder. Or just work easy.
There's one person who's doing it because it's a job. The other person, it's a lifestyle,
It's
and
passion.
he doesn't work life.
Oh, I need to advertise something called snake oil.
Yeah. So this is actually also Sensei he also I kind of kidnapped him and forced him into the JFJ server. I got like 3 people in there from the club right now. I'll talk about it a little bit, but it's kind of weird how often people who know of Snoop Game also know about JFJ. Like, there's a weird parallel between the
Oh,
two.
yeah, no,
But
I should get in there at some point. How
That's
else can I
sick.
make a
I
buffoon of myself, right?
hell yeah. But snake oil is basically the drink flavor that Jay helped create and synthesize, or really just like request for gamer subs to make. It's called JFJ brand snake oil, right? You know what? Fuck it. We are shilling this. JFJ brand snake oil. It's keto friendly. What the fuck is keto?
Uh,
weird gay shit.
it's a diet type. It's like paleo.
I don't even know
It's
what
made
that
to burn the carbs already in your body.
just walk. But yeah, it's basically what is it? It's root beer. It's like gamer
No,
substance powder.
that's some old lore. It was originally supposed to be root beer. Now it's green apple pie.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure of the lore, but yeah, it's like one of those things because there's like no other drinks like it, and every other drink that's just like fruity, high sugars, and tastes good. It's got a bunch of these naked ass people on it. It's like no one wants to drink that. They want some authentic. You know you're being screwed over, but hey, it's fun doing it. Kind of a snake oil deal, but this time it's actually good. So yeah, if you want some JFJ brand snake oil, use code JFJ to get 10% off your order at GamerSubs.
I'm
Totally
not
fun.
affiliated with this, by the way. I get no
It
kickback.
absolutely is.
No, I
But
listen.
this,
I haven't even talked to the sock puppet man. You know.
Support the sock man, and while you're at it, use code Rubik's Raptor. Support the Ignis Corporation.
I just saw that video yesterday. Awesome.
See?
Man, it's gonna be years before I get my own gamer subs flavor.
It is.
Many, many years.
I mean, you never know. I thought I wouldn't ever write a single day in my life, and all of a sudden, I got a bunch of haters that think I use AI to write stuff. Like, I've never seen a more media illiterate group of people than people on 4chan and Twitter. Truly. It's insane.
Real.
True facts. True facts. Uh, I'm just a little goober. I'm a little goober, guys.
Mr. Goose, can you please take over a second? I need to use the little Spartan's room.
A little Spartan's room. I'll have you know that door is fucking 8 foot tall, than it should be, and that cost like $50,000 alone because you had to put in a fucking pneumatic door.
It should be, but there's a lot of head clearance because of it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but I don't
also
think he
need-
needed a fucking 16-foot door.
I should get a 16-foot door. That'd be
Fucking pneumatic cylinders are expensive to control. You made me put a little keypad in there. My fucking
Dummy.
executive suite bathroom. My executive suite bathroom cost a 64th of the price of that door alone.
That's crazy. Sometimes I just kind of go out to this random lake in public at night and just kind of piss in there.
That's
You
my
know,
home
that's
dog.
like- Speaking of piss, I'm gonna go.
Damn. Group piss break, everyone.
Who in the goddamn hell is that? Actually crazy. Oh, everyone went pissed? That's awesome. All right, chat. What kind of questions are we answering for? Oh. I'm like 95% sure every single person watching the stream right now can actually just DM me on Discord. But fuck it, let's use the YouTube chat to talk questions. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Dojak pass. I did not go to the bathroom with my mic.
This Dorito bag is not fucking small enough. I'm going to cut it.
What do you
Brr.
think of the... I know we're a little behind, but what do you think of those hyper-realistic cakes? You think you could be
Hyper
tricked?
cakes? What do you mean? I do not know what's going on.
Listen, man, we took a group piss break for a moment.
We did.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to use this back in. I was just talking about hyper-realistic cakes. You think you'd be tricked by one? Arsenic, don't you fucking dare. I see you. I see you, motherfucker. Trying to turn on my computer.
Oh, yeah, the cake furnitures. Honestly, I probably would. I've seen some of these, like some of the, this chair's a cake, and they are so refined and edged up, I probably would actually think. How much did Jessica booby trap the house? It's not booby trap where it's like a bucket of water on top of the door. It's like a little Lego brushed into the carpet of the living room that you're not going to find for another 3 months until you accidentally step on it once all of the carpet follicles have finally been pushed aside from just months of walking by. Like, the house is absolutely booby trapped with just that everywhere.
Fucking just good taking Sog McRee tactics with booby trapping the apartment.
With the Zippo ladder ready? Nah, that's more, that's for later. But it is just the house, with the exception of the bathroom. That's the only sacred place not to be booby trapped. I didn't even cut this bag of Doritos. I'm over here fucking around with my knife. Over here.
Yeah? Oh, cool. There's another Stella body pillow coming out.
Huh?
Yeah.
The guy who's making that actually asked for permission to make a run with the design I have. That I got from Kevin. I said, yeah, sure.
You know, I do a lot of things for the meme. Shooting random people in the woods, drinking gasoline, and then making IEDs for fun. But getting a body pillow of a anthro-dino woman is a little bit too much for even me, I must say.
It's not for the meme.
I retract my previous statement.
What previous statement?
You say that,
They had some
I
sort
mean,
of
you're gonna
respect
have
for me?
one in a couple months. 'Tis the life of a snooter.
I'm gonna pretend nothing was said. Just nothing was said.
You're gonna have one too. I'll find you and I'll send one to you.
Oh, currently there's a current stream, like a water stream of people in the server. Hold on, I'm gonna talk to him. Talking about y'all on stream right now. Get fucked. LMAO. GIF of someone getting dragged into the sock door. Amazing. But yeah, I'm like getting random ads throughout this interview of people being like, "Oh my god, he's actually on stream." It's like, hell yeah, I am. Actually, this would be a perfect time to do this in general. What? Oh, that's why my computer's slow. I figured it out.
Discord is open. It
is because Hearts of Iron 4 is currently running a playstyle of Fallout 4, or Fallout. Is this save? Yeah, this is save. Save at. Yeah, Hearts of Iron 4 has been open for the past, I don't even know how long. That's probably why my computer has been running slow. Some
Fire 4 gave you a RAM leak.
games. All of my games are not up back. Yeah. Funny thing about Hearts of Iron 4, I have almost 540 hours in the game, and I have no achievements because I only play Old World Blues. Like, that mod is the only reason I got the game. And that's a funny little way to say that I like the parody more than the original, which is on topic to what we're talking about now.
Yep.
You're
Very,
not a
very.
real game designer until you get a parody of your game. Like, you're not a real artist till you... Like, a real musical artist till you get Weird Al parodying your songs. The mark of a true musician is having parody happen and taking it on the cheek.
Yes, I agree. Who's adding me again? I should hunt these people down. Tell them about the cuck chair. Do you want to know the lore of the JFJ VR Biggles cuck chair?
Yes.
Sure.
It is advanced lore. I got you, my N. So, on a stream when JFJ was playing the Killer Clowns from Outer Space game, there was 3 people. One of them was a mod, 2 very infamous people. One called VR, another named VR is too expensive in Discord, and then there was suspiciously wealthy Jaeger. They were both in VR chat. Long story short, they were having e-sex. And then a mod called Biggles, currently a sheriff, I think.
Yeah.
The mod Biggles joins VR's world, thinking he's going to chill out in VR chat, right? Walks in on the 2 having this real degen moment, right? And immediately everyone, the 3 are talking about it. And I think it was like done on stream too. Like Biggles was streaming the event. I'm not sure how it was spread, but that's what I'm thinking. So people just saw Biggles join this room, and all they see is these 2 people fucking in a video game in VR chat. And so immediately, the joke of Biggles being put in the VR cuck chair begun. And for like a whole week, there are these jokes about how I was here when I was here when VR fucked Jaeger in VR chat. Actually, wait. I just typed wait. That's how slow my brain works. I made a meme about this too. What was it? Was it VR? No. I learned about this lore like 2 days later. And this is kind of how it was reading it. Because it's not every day you hear about something like that and then see a clip from stream of JFJ going through the entire lore himself, because someone had made like a video explaining everything, and he showed it to like a couple hundred people, and then I think it got put in a video too. Yay. Yeah. How the fuck do you spell Jaeger? No, it's not Jaeger.
Jaegar, I think.
Yeah, that was for another thing. But this is like, I then decided after that happened that I needed to make a meme about it. So I like handcrafted. Oh, wait. I think I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I have to look through all. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna put this in general. I made a joke because I saw all of these. This game is, someone being like, "This is actually peak," and then it's like that quotations aiming to something saying literally peak. And so I made something like that, and oh my god, this is actually reminding me of everything. The image is back. I was streaming. I was streaming Wani when this happened. When all of a sudden, oh my god, I remember it now. Someone came into the VC and started screaming, "Bro, Biggles got cucked in VR." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I had to type in the chat because I didn't have a mic, and he was like, "Bro, you just gotta look in general." I looked in there, and everything was horrible. Like looking into a channel to just see that was awful, but it was hilarious. So like immediately I made this funny little meme where I'm wearing a shirt that says I was playing Wani when you fucked VR in VR chat. People made tons. Also, oh, someone hold up. Yes, someone made a video. What is it? Yeah, on this day, June 4th, 2024, on a Tuesday, VR confesses that he had virtual sex in VR chat with Jaeger. It is it's very weird JFJ server epic lore of mods being cucked by two furries in VR chat, but hey, whatever makes. There's also this. The video is like 2 minutes long, but this is one of the things that's being spread around. This guy in a shirt, and someone put text, "I saw Jaeger rail VR," and all I got was this stupid shirt.
Yeah.
It is outstanding lore. Oh shit. Okay, yep, I got some more of my people in here. Security and Jaeger. That's awesome. Jaeger, the fuck? Possum. Security and Possum. This shit is frying brain. I need more Dorito dust.
You need a white monster.
That I probably don't need.
Oh, come on. You know you want to become the other white monster in this car.
Now you know what I do have though? A&W root beer since 1919.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We love A&W.
You hear that crack?
Nope.
Damn.
Fuck.
Well, Discord picked up that crack in my neck. At least.
No, that's
all. Stream did.
I think I heard something, but it just sounded like shifting.
I just popped my neck a little bit.
Oh. Huh?
Yeah, I'm just popping my joints.
Tigro, you should just ask the YouTube chat. I was just making that comment about DMs because like that's just where we're all from the same cut of servers. But yes, the first thing I'm gonna do with my Wani and my Pug Fane plush when they eventually get here is I'm going to put them away. I'm going to order a tiny MAGA hat and a autism hat to give the MAGA hat to the Fane plushie and the autism hat to the Olivia plushie. I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to send it into the general space of the co-op server and become immediately banned by the mods. That is what I plan to do.
Yeah? Please be patient. I have autism.
Dude, I've been waiting years because on election night, I had the day after, because I had went to sleep, woke up, I saw that Trump won, and I was like, oh, what are the people in the co-op server saying? I look inside, and they're crying. And I was like, ooh, that fucking sucks. Because I really want to. Not out of spite, but just because it would be funny. Because there's some people in there that actually thought this guy is going to be like Mao Zedong 2.3 or 3.0.
No, they'd be down with Mao Zedong because he's a communist.
Well, I mean, in levels of effectiveness for tyranny, it would be that.
Oh, like for kill count?
Yes. You know, people always bring up Hitler. It's like, oh, Hitler did all this. Like, there were
Joseph Stalin didn't even try. He like quadrupled the number.
Yeah, there's like 18 other people who didn't even target anyone specifically, and they made a better genocide than
Genghis Khan like killed a quarter of all. Like he is responsible for a quarter of the total population at his time.
It's like all of European history minus World War II in the Middle Ages. Every 127 or so years, without fail, some leader would start a war, and it would kill off effectively 60% of the human population at the time, consistently.
On the European continent.
And they're like, oh my god, but all these people, are you kidding me? Like, do you know how quickly humanity recovered from that one? Like, that shit, that's baby mode. That is baby mode. But when I saw that, I knew that I had a new purpose in life. And so I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 related images of people with MAGA hats on, randomly and crudely drawn. One of them is my profile picture edited, or this last one's actually like handcraft shitpost, because I had to take the Warhammer image of Erebus with like the Necronomicon or whatever, reverse the image, and color every single bit like pixel by pixel to look like a Fang Marine, which I only knew what looked like because of an image of a little Space Marine with the colors of Fang. That's only like a 80 by 60 pixels length kind of look. And I had to like zoom in on that, and it took me like 8 days to make this one image here. With
I will say this about the MAGA hat: it's kind of drippy.
Dude, red
drippy,
is pretty drippy.
Well, say what you will about the policy, I take it or leave it, but the hat's kind of drippy, though.
27,000% tariffs on the entire fucking world. Fuck them. They don't want to. They don't want to give me their Pokemon cards. They're bitches.
They want to charge you half a G for a Switch. Go right ahead.
These stupid motherfuckers really think that Shadow the Hedgehog is not as cool as Sonic. They really think Sonic's better than Shadow. They're fucking pussies. 300% tariffs.
Does Shadow like Latinas?
That's true. Very true.
I think I hear the call of my physical copy of Bonds on my doorstep. I'll be right back.
Your fourth one. I'm finally looking back. The firing squad is here. Awesome. I love reading YouTube chat messages, and it's just like the most insane thing. Where did that show up from?
Bro, this is not even my copy of Bonds. This is just a fucking rewards card to a hardware store.
Like, God damn it! I ordered this book 4 times, and I don't get Bonds. This is my 4th time ordering, and some more Yao. Like, what the hell is wrong with this delivery system?
I can't believe it. I've been cucked by USPS.
Dude, they have been fucking up my orders for a long time. Like, it was easier for this Thane plush. I have no idea how to track the Olivia plush. That's just going to get here when it gets here, and I'll figure it out some way. But the Pug plush, it had an easier time getting from China to the United States than it did getting from Chicago to Jacksonville, Georgia, or Florida. There's something wrong with the Michigani people in that area, but they gotta fix their shit.
For real, bro. For real.
Oh, and looking at this one chat about the Chaos Emeralds, I was actually thinking and doing a little bit of research into why all of these tariffs are happening. And honestly, I agree. I think they should be increased. Like, I thought of the ultimate way to explain it. and it's with that joke about flashes, about that guy talking about how flashes don't work in that COD video where he, what is it called? It was awesome. Basically, everyone's freaking out, but it's like this problem's been here for like 60 plus years, and all of a sudden, everyone's mad that someone kicks down the door, pulls the bed sheets over the economy, and is currently trying to skull fuck it into submission. Like, people have been wanting something like that to happen, and now that it's happening the most chaotic way possible, all of a sudden there's a problem, and it's like, I don't get you people. Like, you want chaos, you want.
According to the graph, mind you, the same thing happened 4 years ago, where there was a huge drop in the stock market. Except it's a fucking huge ass bowl, and this is probably going to recover a lot quicker. I'm not an economist, mind you. I lay pipe for a living, but I do have some decent pattern recognition.
There's only three things you really need to know about the economy, and it's supply and demand, world trade, the situation with the tariffs, and how stupid people are. So supply and demand, if you have more like a demand than supply, then that supply is worth a lot more. That's inflation. The opposite, you have a market crash because there's so much more goods, the price of everything drops, and your currency's fucked if it's not backed by anything. That's supply and demand. Now you have that happening in the US, but every single nation on the planet is selling their stuff to the United States, but not buying the United States wealth. I should backtrack a little bit. To stop the oversupply meeting demand from happening, the Federal Reserve was made to artificially inflate the prices of everything. You know, people complain about them printing money. That's their job. They make money worth more than it actually is, and we don't have the entire world economy collapse because people are making more shit than what people actually want. That's why you see people throw shit out, like tons of food out every day. It's like no longer good when it's like perfectly fine for like a day or two. It's that kind of thing. It's like if we don't do that, the entire economy's crashed. And that's a pretty stupid. Oh, I see myself pop up. It's a pretty stupid thing, and it could have been solved a long time ago. But this goes instantly to step 5. People are stupid. We have this rickety ass Bubba built up economy of inflating currencies to be able to not crash the economy because of all this stuff. The United States is thus then spending more money, losing more money, gaining no wealth, and the entire planet, literally the entire planet, is giving us stuff to buy and nothing to sell. So, for those who have seen that little cartoon of, I think it was that duck cartoon, where Scrooge McDuck was talking about how investments work, how money grows literally is just that. It's like an ocean. If you set money on an island, nothing happens. If you let it flow like waves, then it increases and it becomes wealthier. The United States is like the island, except people are slowly taking money away from it. And there are people on the island taking those gold coins and cutting them in half every time the pile gets too small. That is why there's so much random shit happening and why everything sucks. We're losing wealth, we're increasing inflation, and the economy is just so poorly built. The only way to really fix it is to have like a week, or not a week, like a month or two, maybe even a year and a half, where the economy is just shit, because the economy is built up on crap already. So if you want to fix it, you got to feel the pain, and people are mad about that, but it's like,
Yeah, we've had so much artificial inflation for so long.
mm-hmm.
When you
Yeah,
artificially deflate.
inflation. Ooh, transitory inflation is so weird. The way, like, that's not even a thing, first off. Just like the term too big to fail, that's not a thing. What the US is so big everyone fails. Like, that's what this economy is. So, literally, if we're gonna, like, not fuck up the entire world, we gotta make sure that doesn't happen. And so, how do we make sure that doesn't happen? Get rid of the system that makes it possible. And it's like, basically, like, making let's just say, like, skyscraper. Your foundation's shit, and you're building up everything randomly with sticks, twigs, duct tape, and mud. And every time there's like a bunch of material that fall off, like a market crash, you blame the person in charge. The way you're going to fix that is to knock everything down and really quickly build everything back up, because eventually it is just going to crash. Like, the deficit is insane, and people are talking about how all this debt is just business stuff. If you walked up to me, told me that you were currently in $33 trillion in debt, you increase that debt by nearly $2 trillion a year in deficits, and you wanted to do my taxes, I would shoot you on the spot. I would like just straight up kill you if you walked up to me and did that. But this is a fucking nation with so many nukes. It's fucking crazy. And it's like people kind of forget that part, because all the economists, just like back in the Great Depression, they forgot the little thing, which is number 4, is that people will always try to have a free market system. But with the current economy, you can't really have that much, which is why there's so much regulation. Because having a free market economy goes against all of the nations, making America the giant World Trade Center. Not like 9/11, except we're probably going to have a 9/11, but it's called World War III, and then everyone dies. You have that, and so you have to regulate everything to make sure that the entire system doesn't just nuke itself, because there's all this free trade. So the solution, actually have free trade and skull fuck the economy into submission, Big Daddy Don style. And you don't need to be an expert on anything. Like, if you're telling me the experts are saying that this isn't the way to go, you need to confirm if these are the same experts that got us in this situation to begin with. Because there are people coming out the woodwork being like, I've been an economist for 30 years, and the problem has only been getting worse for like 80 years? So are you an expert, or are you just a proficient jackass? And you see that all the time on the news. There is no such thing as an expert, is basically what I'm saying. The economy is built pretty retardedly. There's a better way to do it. It's happening. And
it's controlled by the same people who control the weather.
Yeah, the Jews. Weather control systems. Yeah, but honestly, this time, like, there's so little to blame on the Jews. Like, honestly, people were talking about it. Like, there was that Senate race in some state in, like, the East Coast, like, northern East area, and people like Candace Owens immediately were like, oh my god, the Jews are controlling everything. And then Donald Trump immediately put a 10% tariff on Israel. So this time, you can trust me when I say it's not the Jews. You can trust me on that one. This is totally a different issue.
Yeah, but it's a convenient scapegoat.
There are better scapegoats.
Yeah.
Can you talk about
Listen, man, I'm not hoping to wake up with a bullet in my head when some Fed boy sees this.
That's why you rig your base with all the explosions and dead man switch, so if they try it, you take at least 2 out with you. And now it's no longer a suicide. Now it's this guy's house just fucking blew up, so that's kind of strange. Also, a moment to get away from this random off-topic ranting, which is basically everyone's dumb and nobody knows how to actually solve stuff, to talk about this one person, Senor Santana. He's a cool guy. He's one of the few that kind of got me more on the hook of a lot of this other stuff. Unfortunately, he thinks Trish is a cool character, so he's wrong. Yeah, he's wrong. Sorry.
You can do some interesting stuff with Trish, but not a cool character.
Yeah, I actually have an image of something you can do with Trish. It involves a car tying her up and driving off a river. I think it's Trish. Yes, it is. It's my favorite image ever. Apparently, there are some people in the club that did not know this image existed until I showed it. And like lit class is crazy. We should put this in the corner. This is amazing. Let's see. I would love to read Grandpa tell Anna the economy we're in. Well, I'll do a little bit of a sneak peek. I've actually been thinking about doing a dumb little self-insert thing. Grandpa is not my self-insert. Someone's asked me that before. He is not my self-insert. However, I probably could do a self-insert and just make it the most like insane person Anon will ever meet in MD. I could do it. It could probably be really funny. But I also don't want to self-insert in my own story because I think that's a little bit weird. It probably could work like all the times. What's his name would.
Well, it's kind of like my take where I'm not going to self-insert myself, but if you find my character amusing, you can use me.
Yeah.
It just has to be funny. If it's not funny, it's a veto. It's a no for me, dog.
Odd Guy actually did that for a story on Anonverse. Which is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it? What chapter was it? Holy shit, am I like blind or something? Maybe. Right here.
You're wearing blind person glasses. I started eating plain tortilla chips.
Oh no! Wait! It was the
I need to go outside and say something mean and hurtful to this guy who chopped his exhaust off.
I just look at the
Too late.
chapter. Yeah, Twin Anon, written by the Odd Guy. Apparently, a grandpa. Where is it? Yes. So in this story, he kind of puts in my character as Hank Williams. One time he called me Hawk. I went in and said, "Oh, you called me Hawk," and then immediately tried to make a Hawk Tua joke, and two people beat me to it, and then I realized just how far as a society we're gone. How are you typing in the chat? Oh, Scrap is here. Is Scrap here? Hold up. Scrap, reveal yourself.
Reveal yourself.
Do it.
Reveal thyself.
Join my Discord server? No.
Hey, actually, how are you typing in the chat? I didn't see you pulling out your phone in the chair. The funny thing about that is, I'm actually typing on my laptop. So you won't see me pull out my phone because I'm using my ass cheeks right now. So that's how you see.
He's a very professional man in this manner.
Very professional.
Yeah.
I got a lock.
Give us his full attention when he's split in so many ways.
But not. It was like. Now, when I saw that story, though, when I was getting added for it, it was like that moment when Cammy just randomly DM'd me, added me in this thread, and then we started to talk in DMs. It was like that moment of, I'm really, for some reason, I'm actually having this happen to me. So now it's like not just random fan art come out of nowhere, but now it's like my character, my likeness is being used in other stories, and I can make Hawk Tua jokes about it. Like, this is peak.
Oh yeah, and it keeps going because his newest fic, it takes a certain inspiration from a certain thing. A little known story known as My Debtor. It spreads.
Good job.
It grows.
I'll probably make my guy, that Jeremy person. I don't think he's been talked about in the story at all yet, but that's like the name of Grandpa's two friends. One's Jeremy, and the other is John. Like, those two are very close friends, and if anything, I would be Jeremy. That would be myself. He'd be basically me, a lot more pissed off at everything. And that's pretty much the only change. Yeah, that's
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Do you think you could pass me
unlike-
a link into your sock drawer?
Oh, you want in?
Sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How do we do
A terrible
that?
little goose has to, migrate every now and then.
You know what? True. Invite people. Father Oates. Burp. Excuse me.
Yeah.
As soon as you join, I'm going to at you in general. With a funny little meme. What?
Made me a fucking... Oh, I need to complete my verification.
There we go. Club.
There. Wow, I can't wait to just not check this. Yes, now I can operate as a gate to fucking...
There's going to be a trail of like 7 people to 18 that will at you throughout the day. Congratulations.
Yeah, finally, another room where I'm the funniest guy, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We got another one in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a PNG tuber, actually, technically.
Is that? Here. I haven't gotten smoke yet, but I got these 2 random ass motherfuckers first. Period.
Yeah, of course. You just gotta make your entrance. You gotta make friends with everybody, and then hopefully they find me compatible to their sense of humor, which seems like they probably will.
Oh, if you have a Nitro, you can now go around spamming Dudley and Tyrion stickers. So that's pretty awesome.
The boys.
Hey.
The boys.
The rot spreads. It's awesome.
How is the rot spreading if I have been aware of JFJ for a number of years, never been in the Discord, and B, am like a year 1 player of Snoot Game? How is the rot spreading? I am already rotted.
I need to send people into VC2 to annoy them about what hath transpired. I know that's not how you spell transpired, so give me the autocorrect, bitch. Yes.
Tyrion. You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. Not even gonna question your role. Not even gonna question it.
My role?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have quite a few.
What are you? One of the fucking roll horses, roll mules in there?
You know, honestly, it only started out with the stream notifications for Derp and Jay, and then game nights were added, and then movie nights was a thing, and then they made the Chambers channel so you can get updates on the game, then the finals. Then they added Team Tyrion and Dudley.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be one of those things where it's just like, hey, if you want to get updates, click this. And now it's like at the point where every time I get an update on game nights, I want to throw something at the mod that's talking because it's annoying. I'll probably just get rid of them.
Yeah, maybe. And I see you have Since a Ninja Pig in there already.
Oh, yes. We got him, I think, like 3-4 days ago.
Yeah. So now another place for him to have a point of contact with me. Lovely. He's already been through.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
To see that one. I did see a little bit of that stream.
That was while we still
Nope, it's
ranked
over.
people off how long it went and not how autistic it was. We finally have our length king with Meister T. Nobody's getting another 8-hour. Never. That'd be evil.
That could be fun. You just need enough alcohol. Speaking of alcohol, I would love it if this weird creature I decided to make could be put up. Because currently, I'm very, very slow with making Azor. Hopefully, I'll be done with the first chapter sometime tomorrow. And then maybe in the next 2 weeks, I'll have the comeback chapter. Probably going to be called Comeback. For MD come out then too, because I've been away for quite a while from that 45-day field I just got back from, and I've had an insane urge to play games, but every time I've played a game, it is not something I want to play, so it's kind of draining my soul. So I've been thinking I should probably so I'm thinking you know what? I need to get back into this, but I don't want to burn myself out with writing immediately after. So what should I do? I should make 2 stories. It's writing, which is what I want to do, but it's 2 different things that I'm writing about, which will help with alleviating that burnout. So that's why I'm doing it, and it should hopefully, if I don't procrastinate any bit longer, like I have been for the last month and a half, that should come out. So what is it? Azor's at almost 19,000 words. I've had half of it reviewed by a couple other people already. So this one, I want to be a slow kind of burner kind of thing. That was too many kindness. I'm thinking maybe have it be 8 or 9 chapters, probably. Just really big chapters. The first one's going to be a lot of time skips to show someone's life and what's been going on for 3 years after high school and how they get stuck in the wage slave cycle, and then they find someone that's been having it really rough, and that's pretty much the first start of the chapter. Still cooking it. I've had to rewrite something 5 times now, and it makes me a little bit homicidal, not gonna lie.
Oh, I understand that. In my own attempts at writing, I get frustrated quite quickly with having to rewrite and re-edit things because sometimes they just never quite fucking fit.
Yeah. Ever since I've been writing MD and listening to people's feedback, I've been slowly changing how I do some things because I want this to be something I do myself. I look over, I read over, I have people look over and whatnot, but it's I'm mainly the guy making, the story. And then after it's done, I'll be able to go back and see how I kind of grow. And then I'll just be oh, I should fix that. Because when it comes, when it's all going out, I want it to kind of be my own little way to see how I'm growing. But once it's all done, I'll probably get a bunch of other people look through the entire story and just shine the entire thing up. So when future people come in 200 years when I'm long gone, people would be oh, wow.
This guy was crazy.
Crash.
Yeah, in a few hundred years.
In a few hundred years, when the community is as big as Scientology,
Yeah.
it might be up
Church
there.
of Scientology.
It might.
I will, of course, be recognized as a great deacon.
Absolutely. I really hope the lore of how I've mixed in the sock drawer community with all of these different servers becomes a main part of it. Because I had a really slow draw when it came to getting people in the JFJ server interested in the game. Because I don't or talk about the game at all. It's randomly someone else asks me about it, and then I drop like the 4 years of lore of the game and tell them it's free, go try it out, and then like in 2 days later they're in the server or the thread. So that's a pause. Now I'm dragging people from the Snoop Club into the JFJ server bit by bit. So far, I have think 5 people. You're the fifth, so that's slowly cooking up.
It gives me more places to look for talent.
Mm.
My cup shall runneth over, thanks to you.
If you want to add a little bit of spice to that, Locker can talk about Call of Duty lore.
Jesus. Yeah.
It's very, very nice.
So,
I should probably be.
deferring back to you.
Right? I guess a little power closing question since we've been off the rails for a good bit. Favorite
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of woman?
Not there's no black Amber. It's my favorite creation.
We love
hair.
Amber.
Macaroni hair.
Macaroni hair.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. I immediately thought of, macaroni.
You know what's actually funny? Someone, I forgot what it was. It was just like 2 days ago. Someone was talking about like the whole dynamic of how A-Store is going to work. And the topic came up of would if Amber were to dye her hair to be kind of like Rita, would she also dye her feathers a color? And so I like got like 8 copies of that same Amber, the normal one, and just kind of started to see what different color wings would look. And when I looked at the gold, I then immediately made the hair gold and then just made the rest of her like darker, just randomly, just out of the blue. Absolutely amazing. I think this next one people are going to like because there is an absolute drought with stories with this character. Like, absolute drought with Rita. It's insane.
Real and true.
I've only 3 stories with her. 2 of them died, and the third one, Rita dies in the first chapter. So there needs to be a change. There needs to be a fix.
Post haste.
And I will be that change. No longer will there just be copies of Reed, but female. Now it's going to be twins and close friends of the band doing their own thing with their own personality that interacts completely opposite to Reed, but also the same because they're still twins and family. That is my vision, and that's what I want to make with this. Because not shitty, but poorly written characters, ever since I played GVH, I refuse to let that happen to the other ones around me. I refuse. So I will fight for them. I need you to say fuck Locker by Locker. Thank you very much. That was a very great DM.
Mm-hmm. Real and true.
I don't know anything else to rant about.
The funny thing is, we've naturally gone through most of the questions I made just from ranting.
You just asked 2. What?
Yeah. Here, let me throw this in here. Let me throw the questions in here, and you'll see. Oh yeah, we've gone through most of these naturally.
Expand. How do I expand? How does this work?
View whole file.
Oh, here it is. Andrew writing story behind it. Wormworld inspiration? Nah, I do not play that way. It's special.
I was making a joke because in Rimworld, pawns can have a random inspiration.
Oh, then yes, absolutely.
And that's what I felt like when you fucking hammered out my deter. It's like, yeah, fucking Rimworld inspiration.
How did I find the funny Texas sock man? All the way back, and I think 2017, I found not just his oh god, what was that? What was the name of the game? Hold up. Blah, blah. The game with this slacker face. What is it from? Someone in the JFJ's thread server spam this right now. What is that? What is that game called that got turned into a gambling site? Can't remember it, but there's like a game, like a survival contestant game that he was making videos of, and Subnautica. Those were the two first videos that I got, like, introduced me to JFJ, and then his Payday 2 videos and his Fun is Fun videos. Those were like the ones that really got me into it. I'm probably going to switch my, because I do have a subscription to him because he deserves it. He absolutely deserves money. Everyone does, but him the most. Yes, SOS. The game SOS. That was honestly a great game. It's so sad that it got just absolutely dog thrusted into the dirt and then curb stomped repeatedly the way it has. It's insane, but it's like those like four types of videos like were the big ones that I got into. And so I do absolutely plan. I could probably do it any day now. I'm just lazy. To change my like subscription to him to be from YouTube Sockboy to be a Patreon kind of thing. So he actually gets like more money. He's just awesome. Like the videos are like really some of the only like entertaining things on the site. Recently, I'll say that he's kind of drawn a little bit back from like how he was in the old videos, but then again, he's also needed to change because YouTube has changed so much. So it's not unexpected because he used to like, just like funny moment compilations, a lot about learning the game. But he's kind of turned a little bit because YouTube has been like punishing him for being himself. He's had to turn a little bit more less from the funny moments and more into the playing the game kind of aspect to stay monetized because YouTube's ran by a bunch of mental rejects.
YouTube.
JFJ says racial slurs real. Yes, he does. Do not
Real.
go to YouTube right now and look up JFJ Subnautica video and go to 19 minutes and 37 seconds. Or do, because he says a funny word.
The gamer word?
The gamer word.
The gamer word.
It's the most random factoid. And can you ban? Huh?
Huh?
Oh.
Hold on, Ice Peak Sierra.
Yeah. What's your most
Can you visualize the apple in your
Can you
mind's
visualize
eye?
an apple in your mind? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you rotate an apple?
I'm a 5 out of 5.
I'm a 6 out of 5. I can taste the apple.
So can I. I can smell it. I can smell, taste, feel it. I can throw it at a child in my mind. I'm a 10 out of 5. I conjure.
I mean, I know who I have scheduled already. But who do you want me to grab next? Mind you, it doesn't have to be a snooter.
Who do you want me to grab next for an interview?
Yes.
Excuse me. Are you in here?
I can kidnap him.
Does he even need to be a writer? Can he just be a random person?
Preferably they would have made something. So mostly writers and artists.
Made something.
Mind you, there's a few exceptions where it's just like, I kind of vibe with this guy already. Let's just fucking make some brain rot for a while. Looks over at Lanny.
And dongus.
Somehow, it was only brain rot for the first 30 minutes. By which you mean it wasn't...
Which
It wasn't
server?
constrained brain rot in the first... Like, brain rot didn't end after 30 minutes, but that was the only thing spoken was brain rot for 30 minutes.
Locker, what server do you mean? There are currently like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That one E1 image. The one with that fat ass in the background. What? You know, I don't know what you mean.
Huh? What?
The fat ass in the back. What do you mean? What do you mean? You mean the one with you as a sticker, Locker? You mean that one? The one E1 image. I'm so confusion. That one E1 image. The one with that fat ass in the background. I'm so confused, Locker. What do you mean? This one. Oh yeah, that's just a fun little server.
Just a fun little guy.
Fun little server. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He sent a. Oh my fucking god, John Black. You cannot have more favorites. Okay, thank you, Discord. Thank you for having a cap on GIFs. I don't know how I capped out on GIFs, but I have done so.
Jesus. That's a lot of gifts.
Yes, a lot of them. And I know where they are.
Anyway.
I can find.
Who should I kidnap? For May. Second weekend in May.
I was going to say Sergeant Dumbass, the Kilo 1025 guy. He made a voice mod for Ready or Not that turns one of the officers into Fane's voice.
Well,
And he also made a video.
I'm coming for him, ominously approaching.
There's a video too. Probably
Plap, 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 plap.
Huh? Was it? Yeah, this
Don't stroke your shit on stream.
I'm not stroking my shit. There's tile in wood floor.
No, you're stroking your shit.
No, I'll just put it in both. Here's this one. Ready or Not Fane teaser trailer. He made this a little bit ago, and he's been busy with work, but it is honestly some impressive ass stuff.
Officer Fang, report in. Ready to kick
I'm
ass.
calling you. Basement. What are you talking? Locker, you're going insane. You're going crazy. They're in the walls. 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 Now get out of my DMs, goddammit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This isn't usual.
I think they might have heard the sound clip because I played it in Discord, so it should have picked up.
There are so many things happening on my end. Oh, I can actually expand it this way. That's awesome. Funny story, yeah. Funny stories from your time in the JFJ server. The Snoot community, funny story. Actually, was that a funny story? Nah, I was just randomly muted for 24 hours, and I had to, use Morse code to communicate to people that I have updated. I think it was chapter 12 of MD. I had updated that, and I was muted for 24 hours and couldn't tell people. So there's a ton of people in the thread in lit class being like, bro, he just upped it and didn't tell anyone, and I'm over there being like, no, I'm here, like a interstellar moment, banging on the walls of reality, but I couldn't say anything. That's one thing that happened. There was a guy, I think, in the Mini or Devlog class that was banned from Snoot Club for posting a GIF where someone was hit by a vehicle. I went into the Snoot Club, set the day 3 days ago, and immediately found a GIF of exactly that posted in the main general hub in front of Starman, and not a goddamn thing happened. So I think there's a little bit of favoritism or just hatredism in the Snoot Club when it comes to people getting banned. But I thought that was fun that guy got banned, and then it's like 3 days later, it's totally okay, and no one even knows what happened.
It's
So
one of those things
really,
like
Snoot Stoppo, it's real. The Snoot Stoppo is real.
yeah, no, some people just don't vibe together, right? So like you'll be given grace based off of are you annoying or not.
Ooh.
That's just one of the things I've noticed. If you start annoying people, you have no leniency with any of the rules. If you are generally a chill guy, don't really annoy anybody, you have a lot of leniency. You can get away with a whole lot.
Oh, it's lost media, damn. Trying to take it to Techie this month to see if anything can be salvaged, though I doubt it. Dang! Damn.
Poor guy.
Shit posts, professional, memes, future projects, new posts. God damn. This is why you do not spill mayonnaise on your laptop. You lose everything.
Mayonnaise is the greatest file eraser I've ever seen.
That and just pricking off the prawns of your CPU to clean them. That's another thing you can do. Show the whole.
Yeah. This is why
Yeah.
I do my work out of a desktop and on a laptop, because my desktop is several feet away from my working surface. You know, where I have snack time.
Snack time. Speaking of snack time, I've drank too much water. There's a couple more things that I think I didn't answer in this list, but I must go take a potty break because I don't know, I just drink too much.
Boy.
He must go to the little Space Marines room.
Why is he
Coincidentally, right next door to the little Spartans room, because they both have the big doors.
Ah! My money! Your bathrooms are far too expensive.
Look, I can't help it. The waste disposal systems in my suit are shit.
I thought we got those fixed.
No, they don't fix them. They say they will, they don't. So I have to pop the crotch plate off and take a piss.
The fucking armor removal stands in there are so fucking huge, bulky, expensive, dangerous even. You gotta be careful around those things, man. If they grab the wrong part,
man,
they're gonna rip your fucking pelvis out.
Thankfully, I only have to use those when I need to take a shit. I can just pop the crotch plate off when I need to take a piss.
Ah, yes, your cod piece. Doesn't that one just fucking kind of slot lock in?
It clicks into place like a Lego.
Yes, clutch power. Do you remember watching the Clutch Powers Lego movie specials when you were a kid?
No, I did not.
This was like early-ish Lego anime. This is like late aughts, you know?
I don't remember.
A&W is an awesome drink.
Yeah,
I'll find
Real.
that.
it's I just like root beer, man. Root beer's just good in general.
Oh, what else is here? Shades of Red. Rita.
Rita.
That's just Rita.
That was supposed to be the launch-off question to talk about Shades of Red.
I mean, I didn't really talk too much about it. Just, we could, spend a couple more. Actually, wait. I don't even have the fucking first chapter made. What am I talking about? Actually, no. I can definitely sneak peek the kind of the plot of it. That one E1 image. There is no server locker. There is no server to the E1 image. Though you're probably already gotten this is old because I'm just now looking back at the YouTube stream. I'm going to lose my mind. Oh! Fucking faceplant moment. Duh. So pause. There has been a locker in the streams right now. There's at one point, like someone took a screenshot of him on his web computer at college with that shirt on, and someone then cropped him out. And people now have practiced the art of photoshopping him into certain situations, like what I'm about to post right now, which is honestly like the locker was the beginning of my Photoshop video edit shit post experience. There's a lot of stuff
It's
with
like
this
what
guy.
we do to Roach.
It is. It honestly is, but it happened before Roach because now there's AI that allows you to like photocopy someone and put them right inside of the video. So now there are GIFs of this still image of Locker now moving around. There's this really horrible video I found of what's that one black guy's name that like jerks off on camera and everything, like Adachi or something. Someone used AI to put Locker there
I'm
instead.
aware of these programs. I'm quite
Yeah.
aware.
Oh, is that you?
Yes, that is me.
That's awesome. That is amazing. People are scared of AI. Like this is the next step in human shit posting is the use of AI. Also, now I know what E1 image he's talking about, and it would be great if that could be shown to the people so they know.
Yeah, let
So
me
then-
just find this video real quick. There we go. These two videos were made by my good friend Reed.
Read?
The mayor.
Uh-oh.
He's the mayor, after all. I don't know if you're watching them, but they're kind of funny.
I was looking at it. I don't have phones on, so I can't hear him, but I can hear a little bit of the screaming to the left of me because I have my headphones posted up, so
Yeah,
I can hear a little bit.
screams are funny. Kind of. Maybe. Maybe.
It depends on if you like the person screaming and why they're screaming. There's always the little bits.
I have an audio recording of myself going through a femur breaker.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I need to actually retry it because that recording wasn't the best.
Oh, my
I need to
headphones.
put my lungs through that again.
Okay, what's a funny thing I could? Oh, this is like a perfect image to talk about Acer because yeah, I talked a lot about a little bit of MD what I did it. I actually didn't talk a lot about the plot. So the plot is basically just Snoot game, but with a different Anon, and he has more responsibilities, right? And I started to notice very quickly on that when I'm writing, I've written a lot of scenarios happening backwards and reversed, if that makes sense. Because language is English is a linear kind of thing, right? I was going to post this up for ASOR. This is perfect. And so if you take two sentences and you reverse them, you can turn a statement and a response into a question and an answer. And so I kind of unknowingly kind of done this to turn our boy Anon, doesn't have an R in his name. To turn Anon less into this weeby kind of, you could even say annoying, egotistical kind of guy from like how he was in regular Snoot game, whereas like his base start is the E1 variant and he just grows into one of the different endings or stays the same. E2. And it's like with the way he talks and throws things off, you can change up that dialect, or not that dialect, change up what's being asked and said in a way that still works in Snoot, in like the game. Like it still happens in the game, but I kind of like subconsciously wrote it in a way where it's not as confrontational in some instances. Where it's like, what's an example? The one where he decides to break glass on his hand because he's a roid raging tard. My favorite kind. At that point, usually in like in the regular game, fuck am I? Where do I want to start? Okay, at the ladder scene. In the regular game, Anon accidentally grabs Fane's tail and then gets launched in the face. He's then like very confrontational, and then it leads a little bit of tension between the two. You can tell Fane is annoyed, and then it gets dropped that he was there at the concert that day, and that just pisses her off more. So what I kind of did, just by total accident, just trying to not have that happen, kind of wrote it, the speaking and the talking kind of backwards to where it's no longer confrontational, but more just like friendly kind of talk. Like there's still like the whole Anon gets kicked in the face and then face plants into a tree moment. But what happened afterwards wasn't like getting in your face, screaming, getting mad, like what happened in the actual game. It was a lot more calm. And that's kind of, now that I know that's happening, that's kind of something I want to keep going. Because it's no longer the same character that's just kind of not very social. Like, he's still not too social, but he's very good at adapting to being a social person. So it's kind of like that little change that really just changes the story. And that's kind of something I thought was like, you know what? That could probably work. And so far it's been working, so I'll just see how far it can go until it's like, okay, this is kind of getting a little repetitive. So far, so good, but that's kind of like the writing, the kind of style of what I'm going with them. It's like a different, the different Anon, different life. He's not the same one. He's a lot more calm, more collective at some point, but if there is something up, then he's just gonna like 100% full force just completely annihilate whatever is bugging him. And then there's also the goober there. Lest we forget Jessica.
Yeah.
The goober.
Very important to have a goober.
Who actually, the creation of Jess is actually very funny, in my opinion. Because I had thought of making the story and everything after I read Paying It Forward. And so it was like in my head. So yeah, Possum. It's 1 a.m. What are you, fucking European or something? That's crazy. Yeah, it was like I'm reading that story and I'm thinking about making this character, and I realize that a lot of what Amy does when it comes to like not just being a raptor, like I didn't even think about that, but it's also not really stealing because you can't claim a race, but like the liking the color green kind of thing, that was one thing I commented on, like, damn, I think I'm a content thief. But it was just like reading that and I was like, okay, I want to write a story and I really like Paying It Forward. So what if I take the aspect of a single dad Anon, but his life really sucks, and he's also still in high school. So then there's like a kind of not a backbone, a foundation to write on, because the first couple chapters, a lot of dialogue is like a lot from Snoop Game, because it's like there is nothing different in the world yet that would change how these characters act. So it's like the very slow change of these people are now getting to know this character. So now they're slowly starting to ask and say stuff that they didn't really normally. That's something that I think is pretty important when it comes to writing a story and it's based on something that already exists, is if you have a different character, then you want it to not be like an instant change. Like everyone always has the the Anon meeting Naomi and Nazar moment, but some people change it up a lot. And that's good, but it only really works if the character is different in some aspect. And sometimes, I haven't seen it yet, but I can imagine that sometimes, or maybe somewhere, someone has done that and just kind of like thrown the interaction all over the place because it's like a slightly changed main character, but then it's just like throwing the whole, not the concept, the whole established canon talk just out the window, which isn't something personally I'm particular to. I kind of like the slow change to see how a new person coming in can change characters that are already like this set base and they change with the story. But that's just me. And then there's Azor. Being on like not a writing team, but just like writing and stuff, you learn a lot about other people, other stories. And when I heard about the travesty that was all of the reader fics, I was like, no way. This truly is like some sad stuff. Like just hearing about everything that's like gone with it. It's insane. And so my idea of it, because I really needed some, not really needed, but I wanted to have like a kind of post E2 story I wanted to write about to kind of have like I was thinking at first of making it just like E2 Snoot game, right? But then I remembered that Skinny Game is something. And so I started to do some research into Skinny Game. And so now I have like this really good idea that I hope I can execute well of like a post E2 Skinny Game story about Rita and Anon. Like that might be good. And also add a lot more tension because Skinny Game is absolutely like turned on his head, thrown down a cliff, different style than Snoot Game. And so I think like having like I think it's just like a demo mod out right now, right?
Yeah, I think like it's a 30-minute demo right now.
Oh, that's mod board. Where's the
I'm working
mod?
so hard to make my mod as well. I need to schedule a meeting with two writers
Oh,
at some point.
oh yeah, here it is. Oh yeah. So yeah, I was looking at this, and then because I remember seeing some of the art for E2, or not E2, E1 and E3, and I started asking around about like the different endings because I was thinking I could probably change up the story, being from like Snoot Game to Skinny Game. And that could be like a nice dynamic. So then I saw all of the different images and the writing ideas and the plots that Hugo put out for the second ending, and it's definitely something. Like at first, it seems like Anon's just like totally distraught by the betrayal that he just does nothing with life, and he becomes like the homeless person that he is. But then Hugo posted that image of the E3 and E2 Fane talking, and the E2 Fane has a button that says rapist number 1. So it gave me an idea. What if we have a character that's not really defined in the community? Define her as someone who is, like a pretty nice Rosa or Stella, but is like very focused on the future, wants to go to college, and like future prospect is like, working with friends and family to go to college to then be like an auditor for companies or even the IRS, like some really high stakes kind of administration work. That kind of person who, because of the abuse of Fane, because I also read that one green text story where E2 Fane beats the shit out of Trish, and the two are like completely distraught and just sad.
that kind of Thane from the shadows, not even known to the main reader, because it's not a story about E2, it's a story about Rita. And so you have these moments where Rita gets calls like early in the morning because the band is like working their ass off. Well, Thane is working like the band, like slaves, and then she throws a tantrum and hurts her friends. And so then Reed and Trish are like going to the hospital. Rita and some friends and family show up there too. We're not friends and family because hospitals work like that. It's just like immediate family. And so it's like the first time it happens, it is the whole Sanchez family, Raymond, Rachel, mom and dad, all Reed and Rita. They show up with also Trish too. Trish drove him to the hospital because he, quote, and this is going to be some spoilers for the story, but it's really going to come out like pretty soon, so it's more like sneak peeks. He, quote unquote, crushed his hands at 2 a.m. moving a bunch of band equipment to get ready for work. Now, anyone who knows Skinny Game E2 or read that story, you can definitely make the inferred idea that Thane just crushed his fucking hands. Like, that's what happens. Thane becomes a super abusive person at this point, and it gets to the point where it's like not really purposely, but still in a fit of anger, attacked someone and ended up dislocating a bunch of stuff in Reed's hand. But superficial, because it's not going to be the main thing that happens with Rita, because there's a second point that happens, which comes from another image Hugo made with Thane and Trish. But Trish is like a very docile, much more submissive, if you know that word kind of sounds fucked up, but that's really what it looks like, submissive kind of Trish standing there with a broken horn. And so I'm currently crafting up the second trip, like a couple months after Reed's hands are all fine. It's all a bunch of superficial stuff. He had a superficial fracture on one of his pinky bones. He needed a cast for it. Not a cast, a splint for it. He was totally okay. But with Trish, she's like having, right now in the story, it just seems like the band is a money... Yeah, the Thane in that story being like the soulless money proprietor of like, let's just make a hit song that makes a lot of money, doesn't have soul in it, and do it as quickly as possible to become like a gazillionaire. And it's like, then you're also abusive and hurt. But like what I'm cooking up right now is Trish's trip to the hospital. And there's with these time skips I'm making, because it's from the last day of high school in Rita's eyes, graduation, to skip up time here and time there, 3 years into the future, where Rita was saving up for a degree that cost less than $90,000 tuition to actually get. And she couldn't get any free tuition anywhere near there, and she wants to be with her family. She's a very nice person that wants to be with her family, so she'll just work, get some experience with being like doing administrative stuff for a business that she helped Rosa, Sage, a guy in this one, male Sage, and Stella all kind of set up this nice cafe in an area that Rita herself scoped out for the group, and they all make a very nice business. The business is slow growing, but because of the band, they start to boom a lot quicker. And so they have a lot of money come in. And so Rita's like very close, only a couple months out from being able to go to college. And then the whole Trish incident happened. And I've been doing a little bit of research into concussions and TBI, because the story that people are going to read is that Trish was just randomly going over to pick up a guitar. Reed says it was like she was talking to Thane, reaching for a guitar on a wall, and then a bunch just kind of fell. Like a bunch of hanging guitars fell on her head, and it fell on her in a wrong way that not only cracked the horn off in the like where you can see it, but also did a lot of damage to the skull itself. So it's like now a possible traumatic brain injury, which if you don't have health coverage, which someone like Trish's family might not have, being the whole, the joke about trikes. Yeah. It costs $100,000 without medical coverage to be able to pay for that. As like an estimate. It could be a little bit less, but usually a lot more at hospitals. And she not only does Trish not have coverage, but Rita at this point only has like $60,000 saved for a $84,000 4-year tuition to get a master's in accountants. And so now I'm trying to figure out a good way to make it to where Rita's kind of freaking a little bit out, thinking like this is going to send me back 2 years paying all my money for this, and the doctor is telling her like, you don't have to pay this. I'm just talking to you because you are a trusted friend who could help Trish set up this plan. And then after some thought about it, Rita, although she wants to go to college, still values the life of a friend of her brother's more than it, and decides to set herself back a couple of years, which of course just kind of defeats her mentally, as she already was working with a bunch of people doing like 4 different jobs at once in the cafe, and being generously paid extra money because, you know, overtime and everything, not overtime in time, but overtime in just work and effort. And so all of the like 2.5 years she's been working gets like flushed down the drain. And now she's back to like redoing her whole plan, is really like not confused, but like conflicted with helping people anymore because it's like, you know, it's not really good what happened. And if I look at my notes, because I am noting this whole thing out, yeah, it's 2 years skip, 3 years now. What is it? August, September, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 11 months later, next year in July, because the whole hospital visit happens in August 22, and then after that, it cuts to the modern day of July 2023, where Rita's doing like her final closeout thing, and then that's when she, after like only a little bit of mention at the very beginning of the chapter, nearly like 20,000 words ago, Rita just finds a homeless guy digging through the trash, and it turns out to be Anon, who looks like complete fucking trash, totally ragged on, super mega homeless, and I'm still cooking it up, but I'm thinking there's going to be like a little like hesitation to doing anything, but then it's going to be like Anon notices her, and then she like, you know, decides to try and figure out to help him because she knew Anon. Never really got close to him per se because, you know, it's just kind of one of those things. And one sec. It's like one of those things where it's like you think someone's cool. You wait a couple months. You keep seeing them around school. You think they're cute. Then all of a sudden they're dating someone. And it's like, well, that fucking sucks. It's like that with Rita. And then she sees him like this, totally different from the last time he saw her, which he disappeared completely, like randomly after prom night, weeks before graduation. No one knows where he is. He's just completely gone. Fane's acting weird. 3 years later, he's homeless, he's scared of people, and Rita has to, like, borderline beg him to just spend one night at my place out of the cold. It's like almost winter, and you look like you're gonna die. Like I could, you know, like saying this, being nice, thinking like I do not need a dead person on my mind. Like this is too much. And then that's basically where the story will start after the 3 years. Little check marks here and there to show like the growth of Rita from this kind of kind girl turning more into this kind of a workload, very what's the word I'm looking for? Like someone who's like nice, and then they you see them 3 years later, and they say fuck now and stuff when they used to not even say words like that. What's that word I'm looking for? I guess just like change to be a more stern, hardened person. Like that kind of thing. And then it's going to be a story about like Rita helping Anon get better with life. And then Anon kind of helps Rita out, supports her doing her own thing. and does so also financially, getting a job to a couple ragged. Rita becomes super ragged while Anon is like ragged, mastered, homeless as shit. Yeah, it's like that happens, and then throughout the story, it's like the two get to know each other again, and it's like that second chance that Rita gets to be with someone she thought was cute or kind, not kind, cute or nice in high school, and now it's like now you're literally saving him from like freezing to death, being homeless, and now he's taking care of the house while you're gone, and you're realizing that his old girlfriend did some really fucked up shit, and it's the reason why his life is completely ruined, and now you want to help him the way he's been slowly helping you. And that's kind of the story plot. Slowly, soon to come to AO3 account near you. Hopefully by this weekend. If not, before the next weekend, I'm going to force myself to write that and get people to read it over in the threads to make sure it doesn't sound like shit. Because I'm really struggling on the Trish visit right now to make that that kind of emotion I want happen. Which sucks. But it's got to happen.
Has to be done.
Yeah, it has to be an absolute banger to be able to get the Rita X whoever fic fandom to just absolutely flourish. Like, this needs to happen. This needs to be Rita's magnum opus.
Real. You must bring upon the next golden age.
It's got to happen.
Truly does. What is it? I also had like a quick little thing for the story too, A Shade of Red. The Rita and Anon fic, I'm not being held hostage to write, because there's a couple people who just absolutely hate Rita. The reason why is because so far the only content of Rita is just gooner shit. It's just slop. It's disgusting. It's horrible. We can do better. We will do better.
Yeah, like, it's one ancient one-shot, one other one-shot that's just pure sadness, and then the E2 story that has a glacial development cycle from the funny 500's 500 guy. And the rest of it's smut.
I do love my... It's not really trust issues. It's a phobia of being around people, because he like is constantly thinking about being attacked. Like a little bit about Anon. I'm thinking of this being like maybe the first chapter and the half of the second chapter being in Rita's POV, but a little bit of... Actually, no, I'll probably have the two first both. Yeah. The first two be a Rita POV and just kind of slowly work. Because what happened with Anon is like the night of prom, all that stuff that we see with Hugo's art happens. Thane drops the bomb that, or Anon is like, Thane, you're acting weird. This isn't you. Like, what's going on? And then Thane's like, you should be happy. You would be a lonely loser without me, and drops that kind of ball. And then Anon dumps her that night. That's the first bit. But then I decided to I'm going to incorporate that image he made with E2 Fane with the rapist badge, where she then, does that with him that night, like breaks in his room, kills Rainbow, spoiler, like totally destroys him, because that's another image I saw Hugo post, being a meme from Blade Runner, when the guy's wife AI got killed. Just that random guy, totally not anyone knows. But that happens. He made it to be with Ramba. I want to incorporate that as well. And so now you have this totally petrified Anon that decides to lock himself in his room, absolutely no contact. And then throughout a couple months after his lease is expended, he slowly but surely sells everything he owns except a couple pairs of clothes on his back, and then he decides to just run and hide like anywhere. Like he's completely petrified of being anywhere near people, and so he only moves at night, and he like crumbles up in like I don't know, fucking trash cans to sleep during the day because he just does not trust people anymore. He's already like his trust is already broken, and then someone that he felt betrayed from just absolutely destroys his life. And so that's going to be the anon that I'm going to have Rita help fix. Not only that, but I won't spoil anything else more or any other future characters. Actually, I will by saying this. Amber is going to be in the story.
Another
And that's
reason to use an anon.
that's going to be actually no. She abandons the child to her parents, and it's going to be way more in the story, right? Where it's going to be Rita's taking Anon out to like go shopping to try and like how you deal with PTSD, you like microdose what you're afraid of. It's like she's doing that with him because she read online that helps people who's suffering from like some kind of fear to battle it, and that's when they just run into like doing it like once a day for a week. On like the fourth day, they run into this very well. I wouldn't say run. Like Rita goes off to get something, and then Anon sees from afar this tiny little thing running around, which kind of gets him freaked out a bit, and he urges Rita just to get out of there. Like they're not even shopping really; they're just going around pretending to shop. And so they leave, they go get something, and then they run into Samantha, which Anna's a little worried about because he has no idea what Thane told them. But Samantha's actually, super. I actually don't know how Samantha's going to react, but basically, Sam and Ripley are taking care of this kid that Thane dumps on them with no word, absolutely at all. And I'm still working out if I want it to be like Thane decides to blame the creation of this kid on Anon, or if she just like drops it off like a couple months born, totally no words at all, and just leaves forever. And now these two are just taking care of a kid randomly that's actually their grandkid. And then that happens with the two still working. So that's like a huge like holy shit, that awful night resulted in this, and that bitch never told me kind of moment for Anon. Kind of like a little moment to start to be strong again because now there's someone else that you feel like you got to take care of because it's your blood. But, still working on it. Still getting cooked.
Yeah,
Oh, my fucking...
yeah, that'll be a good read, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again?
It'll be a good read, I think.
A good Rita, you
Good
think?
read.
Oh.
No, don't put words in my mouth. I'll consume this literature.
It's everywhere. Need a Rita Dostoria. Gotta propagate the idea of adding the letter A to everything you say, as long as the word has two E's in it. So you just completely destroy the English language, and you can never forget Rita.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget.
It's gonna be amazing. One other question here. I am not in the same server anymore. I'm looking at a weird image, a very strange image of Rita, which is actually on the thread. If you're in there, made a little thread. What is it? Yeah, basically that. Well, boobs. Oh, yeah. I should probably have been looking back in the VC chat. Yeah, that's basically like the inspiration for like a quarter of this story is just this one image with the pin. Yeah, no, it's absolutely horrific. But then you have that horrible person destroying this poor man, and then here's the creature that comes and saves everything.
The
The creature.
creature, Tora.
Rear.
You creature.
Community favorite Dino woman? That is a very hard question. Who am I kidding? It's Fang. Like, my current profile picture on Discord is a fandom Space Marine I made called a fucking Fang Marine. Like, I play 40k, say nothing about Snoop Game, and I solo melee fight the Hive Tyrant on the hardest difficulty for fun because, anything for the special little bird lady. And also only on Fridays because I only work on that day. Ah, shit. I just busted my finger. Ah.
Yeah. Who do you think would make the best single mother of the cast?
I already looked over that. The best single random factoid. Get out of here. Where's this question? I was just looking at it. Oh, it's right there. But yeah, to the 10th question, if Kilo doesn't do it, honestly, maybe, have you done Odd Guy yet?
I have not yet.
You should do Odd Guy. Because he's, it might be a little bit, self-centered to say, but I think he should. You should do it with him, because he's made a couple of stories, two of which, for some reason, have me in it, which is honestly pretty funny. One of them, a lot of people are really asking to be its own story, being the the twin Anon ones, where it's like you got Anon and then Nona, and then it's like they're being taken care of by by their granddad on their mom's side, which is me, which I wasn't told about it until the first chapter came out, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh, well, this is nice. And so I was like, definitely for that alone, I want to know, like, the people deserve to know the mind that creates. The mind that creates, the people should know, because it's a beautiful thing.
They want answers.
Yes, I want to know why I'm being put in this story. Why am I being... It's not self-insert. Forced insert into stories before I can self-insert. Like, my thunder has been either stolen or it shall be amplified. It actually would be hilarious if, like, the next, like, 3 or so fic writers just have my guy in it. So it's like, what? Why is this random one old guy named Hank in, like, all of these different stories? This doesn't make sense. I'm conflicted.
They're gonna, first off, if they don't know you, they're gonna go immediately to Hank Williams.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, he also says it in the, what is it? The description of the story is like, actually, no, I only did it for one. One story, he did something. It's, the army one. No, not the army one. What am I, stupid? Soldier Fortune. He said was actually, inspired by my fic, which is kind of funny. Not funny, like crazy. Like, now I'm inspiring fics? What?
Wild, crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats, they make me crazy. Anyway, before I bring this train wreck to a close,
Oh no. We still have...
who is the best single mother?
Who would make the best single mother?
Well, there's a lot when it comes to complain about that, because when it comes to single mother, most likely Trish. The best is kind of hard
In terms
because
of
when
being somebody who could deal with being a mother alone,
who's better
not
to
who's
be
most likely, who would be the best.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, Trish is most likely, so she's instantly out. Every other person that can be a single mom, it's really hard to imagine them in that situation, because the only way that can work is if
Say
the
this one more
person
time.
that most likely Anon is dead. Honestly, I think, just based on the fan kids that's happening and whatnot, Rosa would probably be the best single mom.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
You do not get a Cynthia as she is usually depicted with a well-balanced parent.
Yeah, which is honestly it works great for the
Unfortunate,
kid.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I do not think Stella would cope with being alone.
No, it also wouldn't really work for Cynthia because it would be like too much to have like that kind of kid with a single mom, being that she's absolutely borderline clinically insane, and just critically online. Clinically online, that's what I'm looking for. To have that with a well balanced family is just like more, not reasonable, just like more likely to happen because that's kind of what I am. But it's also
Would
just funny.
confirm.
It's funnier. Having both parents that love you is a great way to become an absolute troglodyte on the internet. And this is a fact.
Yeah, like my internet persona is largely different from how I react in the real world.
Oh,
There are
yes.
similarities. There's ounces of the truth within my code of lies.
What stories in the army inspired MD? What's to? I don't think any. Yeah, no army stories really inspired the creation. There's a couple army things I've done and seen that kind of influence some jokes that are made, definitely. But like story wise, it's non-military for the most part. Non-military, like maybe one of Grandpa's friends is gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, I used to stab people on Nam," and it's like, "Oh wow, that's really edgy and cool. I love being near and around you. Also, you smell really bad. Take a shower, Grandpa."
Nay.
Yeah, then he pulls out a 13.5 inch blade and starts cutting the wall, screaming.
You ever seen a man's spine be evicted from his body?
Yeah,
Would you like to?
no, not again. It's not a pretty sight because you think about that. It's like, oh, it's just a spine. Everything stays in there. Wrong. Everything follows it. Every single thing follows the spine when it's ripped out the body.
Yeah, makes sense.
Ribs dirty. Well, that's a lie. The meat on the chest of the ribs and the lungs that protect create this kind of weird seal where usually that skin and the bones kind of are like connected more than anywhere else in your body. Which is why if you get shot in the lung and it collapses, it's because air is building up between the fat cells in the skin, and why you need to get a needle poked in your side between the fifth and sixth rib in order to get the air out, because it's made weird. But if a spine leaves the body, it takes the rib cage with it, and if that happens, it takes everything with it. Like it's all connected. It's gross. It's weird. Speaking of gross and weird, if you don't want to see that, definitely listen to people when they say, "Don't run out there. It's a fucking landmine or minefield." Like, definitely listen to those people. It was a weird day. Not a person. It was a deer. I should probably clarify that. It was a deer that ran out and stepped on a fucking landmine, and its spine just kind of blew up.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
that was
alright, so this is a little psychopathic, but I was
yeah.
with my brothers when I was young one day, and we just started sticking firecrackers down a bird's mouth and blew it up.
Oh. Ugh.
It blew all the skin off, and like the fucking skeleton stayed together.
Yeah. That's the.
Anyway,
Oh,
Trying to
I'm
think.
like I
surprised you
said,
didn't
we're
turn to
bringing
a
this
serial
train
killer.
crash to a halt at 3 hours.
3 hours. There's no way.
It's
Going back.
6:14 where I am. We started at 3:15.
Yeah, it's 7:15 for me right now. We still got like a minute until it's 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But before I end us all, I added something to the description. That is the stream for one mad scientist. You who remain in the chat should go raid him. He deserves it. He's a cool guy. He came onto my roundup and he talked about particle physics.
Oh, I love particle physics.
Yeah.
Do you know these Blevies are my favorite kind of explosion?
You should go into his YouTube chat and start talking to him about it.
Hmm.
It's in the description right now.
Raid this guy. Click.
Yeah, read this guy. You should read this guy now while I wind us down and say, hey, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. You've really been a pleasure and a joy to talk to.
Thank
This was a fun time.
Yeah. Before I, click the thing, you got any closing remarks?
Well, I was thinking when you were saying all that, just, kind of go with the flow with a lot of stuff, just kind of do what you do. But I guess the best kind of like closing remarks someone could get is just stay weird. Stay weird. Don't change. Unless you're a horrible person and you need to change. You should definitely do that. But if not, stay weird.
Yeah. Anyway. See you, Space Cowboys.
Bye-bye.
I'm scared of space.
Space!